recording is what matters. To really see if you're streaming, you'd have to go on and look at it. But if you're ready, you can go ahead and start talking. We'll go live with the mics.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to the Eagles Nest on the campus of Holy Savior Menard in Alexandria, Louisiana. I'm Nick Magnano. I'm joined with Danny Clear and Tom Boucher. This is the Terry Mathews Memorial Tournament. We're going to honor the family. We're going to honor Terry and the family tonight in a quick ceremony here around 6:05. So we wanted to get up here and talk about Terry before. Tom actually graduated with Terry and played ball against Terry. So Tom, I'd like for you to kind of lead us off with your memories and the funny stories you told me.
Well, it looks like athletic director and head football coach David Perkins is up here and going to try to get the ceremony going. And we'll try to keep mics live a little bit to be able to hear it. You have Chuck Perkins down on the field with the camera down there. But yeah, I had the pleasure of being able to be a classmate of Terry's when we got to high school. But prior to that, we played Dixie Boys baseball against each other. And one of my fondest memories is one of the games that we were playing. He came up to batted from the left-hand side, and we pitched a fastball to him. I was playing catcher, and he jacked it over the fence. I mean, it was one of those no-doubters. It came off the bat. I knew right away that it wasn't going to be caught. And so he trotted around and came by and, touched home base. And next time he was up to bat, they called fastball. And I shrugged off the coach, and he shrugged him off a couple of times, and he calls timeout, and he comes out, and what are you doing? I said, did you see what he did with that fastball last time? And he goes, just call it, make sure he hits the spot. And I'm like, no, man, you should go off speed. And he said, you better call it. So I called it, and the pitch came, and it was gone. It's almost like if you think about the Bull Durham movie.
Yeah.
And he calls fastball. And the only thing I didn't do was tell Terry that the fastball was coming. And but he didn't need to know. He was such a great hitter. He jacked it. And then he was on base for a third time. And he was at home, and they hit a fly ball to the outfield, and they threw it home, and I made the catch. The ball beat him, and back then we could block the plate.
Sure.
You can't do that now. You got to stand to the side, and if the ball gets there, then you can go and block it. But then I was just blocking the plate. I catch the ball almost simultaneously. Terry is much bigger than me. He was a big dude. He bowled me over. And I fell back and did almost a flip, came up, had the ball in my hand.
Hey, Tom, we're going to turn it over to Coach Perkins now.
Yeah, they're still trying to get the sound. Eat it.
I'd like the Mathews family to make their way to the pitcher's mound. And we'll get started. And your Holy Savior Minority.
And what you're seeing, folks, there you're seeing the Buckeye Panthers, you're seeing the Pineville Rebels, you're seeing the Alexandria Trojans, the Tioga Indians, and the Menard Eagles here to honor the family.
We'd like to welcome everyone out here tonight at Holy Savior Menard, the Eagles Nest, for our ceremony tonight honoring Terry Mathews. And we'd like to welcome all of our teams who are participating this weekend in the Terry Mathews Memorial Tournament. Terry Mathews attended Holy Savior Menard and graduated in 1983. During his time at Menard, he was a three-sport athlete in baseball, football, and track and field, and received so many awards and honors that his jersey was retired in 1987. And was elected team captain and received the Pelican Cup Series MVP in 1987.
He was later elected to the NLU Hall of Fame in 1996. He was selected by Texas during the 5th round of the 1987 amateur draft and marked his major league debut with the Rangers on June 21st, 1991. He went on to pitch for the Texas Rangers, Florida Marlins, the Baltimore Orioles, and the Kansas City Royals. Following his baseball career, he returned home and became a school resource officer. He enjoyed volunteering his time coaching baseball at Menard, where he helped lead the Eagles to a state championship in 2007. We are proud of Terry and his family. All of his family have attended the Holy Savior Menard in tradition of the Mathews family, and we continue to have the Mathews represent Holy Savior Menard. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the Mathews family and for Terry Mathews. Marcus is going to throw out the first pitch at 6:45.
And what you're seeing there, you're seeing Coach Jordan and Coach Brad giving them plaques and memorabilia to the Mathews family. Chuck's doing a great job down there with that wireless camera. Got to see the grandson.
Looks like he's going to be a pitcher.
That's right.
After his grandpa.
That's right. Throw 3 or 4 pitches out there. Tom, why don't you go ahead and finish the second story that you were telling us?
Yeah, so just to kind of recap, Terry hit 2 home runs on fastballs. I tried to shake off the coach off the second fastball, and he wouldn't have anything of it, threatened to sit me on the bench if I didn't call it. So he yanks that one out of the park, and then he's on base. He gets around to third, and there's 2 outs, or actually 1 out. They hit a fly out to the outfield, and the throw comes home, and I'm blocking the plate. The ball beats Terry by a step. I catch it. I get my hand on it, and he bowls me over. And I remember almost doing a flip, jumping up on my feet, and I had my hand on the ball, and I pulled it out, and I stuck it in his face. And we smiled at each other, and he took off to the got a double play there and ended the inning. Then we were about 13, 14 years old. Dixie Boys baseball over off of Masonic Drive over there by Bolton is where we played. And that's one of my fondest memories. We lost big time, but it was that was a play I'll remember and always have remembered, with Terry. And then coming up to when Terry actually, and he's at ULM, he played first base and hit the ball. He's one of the greatest hitters in ULM history. And I think the joke was when he got drafted by the Texas Rangers, how they could take the greatest baseball hitter in ULM history and turn him into a pitcher, and not let him hit the ball. But if I remember correctly, his first at-bat was a base hit, if not a home run, in the major leagues. And it was his first at-bat. I have a story. I was doing television and doing sports here locally at KLAX when Terry got called up. They were in Chicago when he got called up, and Nolan Ryan was pitching, and he came in for Nolan, probably somewhere 6th, 7th, 8th inning or so. And so we were watching it, and they were due into Arlington, and Nolan was going to have the mound at some point during that weekend. And so we went over. I can't remember John's last name, but he's John Dogma on KZMZ 96.9. He was an intern with us. He was at LC at the time. Now it's LCU. And his grandma lived in Arlington. And so we were like, hey, let's go over. We can cover Terry. We can make it localized. And so we did. It was a wonderful experience. We got to go all around the stadium at Arlington, get different shots. Terry comes out. He replaces Nolan in the 7th inning and has a great outing. And we got video of everything. I was able to do stories for the whole week on that. Interviewed Terry after the game, before the game. And we were in the dugout. Bobby Valentine was the head coach at the time. We got to talk. And one of the nice stories that came out of that was Terry was gracious, gave us a lot of time in the locker room after the game, but before the game, we're a chance to visit with him as well. And as we're leaving, we're going out of the dugout and up onto the field. And when we turn and look, Nolan's sitting on the bench by himself. And John, his grandmother lived in Arlington, Texas. And he's like, "That's Nolan Ryan." And I was like, "Yeah, I know it's Nolan." He goes, "I want his autograph." And I was like, "Dude, you got to act like you're in the big leagues now. I mean, you cannot ask for autographs or you get kicked out, when you're media, because you're doing things that other people can't do." And so we're talking, and Nolan hears us. Nolan hears us. And the next thing you know, he's like, "Can I help you, boys?" And we were like, "Sorry to interrupt your thought there, Mr. Ryan." I said, "My cameraman has been a huge fan of yours, grew up a Rangers fan. He idols you, man." And I said, "He wanted your autograph, but I told him we can't do that." And he said, "Get over here." So we walk over. I've got my yellow legal pad, and he flipped the pad over, and he said, "What do you want me to put on there?" And he said, "To John, Nolan Ryan, take care," or something like that. So he wrote it all down. He flipped that back over, and he said, "If you show that to anybody, you're going to be kicked out of here." And he said, "Do not show it to anybody." We were like, "Thank you so much." Well, I'm sure it's framed and still in his house, to this day.
Well, it's awesome you said that, because I was talking to one of his former coaches, Coach Dean Alford, and he told me that one of his friends, John Fouché, was in his house. After he retired, was in his house and was looking at all the memorabilia. And he had a baseball, and it was a Nolan. It was Nolan Ryan. It was a save he had for Nolan Ryan.
Probably the first one.
And he told John, he said, "That's my favorite piece of memorabilia." And that was the thing, like you said. Bobby Valentine was the manager at the time.
Yep.
And that's what they did. He did a lot. He followed Nolan, because Nolan went deep into the into the games every game almost.
But that was Terry. When Terry first came up, that was his thing. He was the first reliever out of the bullpen in most cases when it was Nolan's time to come out.
Wow.
And we just got lucky that Nolan kind of had to be relieved, and Terry got 2 outs in the 7th, and then in the 8th inning, and then they brought, I don't know if it was Calvin Schiraldi, I can't remember, to close out the games. And it was really the first time I had seen him since high school, since we graduated high school.
Wow. Another thing, kind of piggybacking and off whenever Terry was batting again. It's crazy how those stories, but obviously from junior high into high school, he was
like
you
a stud.
said, he was a great hitter as well. Not only, we all know him from what we saw as a pitcher in the majors, but yeah, he's in the ULM Hall of Fame.
Yep.
He's in the. They retired his number up there, and then and also one of the things that Coach Alford told me, he was a track and field coach here, said Terry made state in the discus. Now he couldn't remember if he had won it or not, but he had made state in the discus. So he
was an athlete.
Yeah,
it didn't matter. He was just a great athlete. David Perkins saying he has the school record still.
Yeah, I was gonna
for the discus throw.
That's what he said.
With seeing Emily down there, by the wall, he was a class act, not just on the baseball field, but a class act as a human being, and I think it goes to show. You don't have a tournament named after you and an honoring of a fella if he didn't make an impact on young people's lives and on the lives that he just touched along the way for all of us that had a chance to know him. He was always kind to me. In high school and beyond, and just a class act. Emily as well.
Yeah, when I talked to her, Coach Jordan gave me her phone number to contact about getting family members on this broadcast, and she quickly just said, "I'll tell you what, let me let you talk to Marcus," because she's very, very humble, very humble person, very polite. She also mentioned some other players that might like to. So some of his former players that might like to come on, and we're actually going to have Marcus and three of his teammates throughout the broadcast tonight. We've invited our executive producer Chuck Perkins back in the press box, and Chuck was a SRO with Terry.
I'm just going to bow out here and say thank y'all so much for letting me be a part of this and invite me to come up and and glad to be able to share the stories. I hope it brought a smile to some people's faces, and y'all have a great night and a great show and a game. So God bless you guys.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Tom, and I laughed so I laughed so much when Tom told me that story about Terry wiping him out, at home plate in junior high. But Tom held on to the ball, and that's all that counts. So, but no, excellent, Tom. Appreciate you being here. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what tonight is going to be about. We're going to have the broadcast of the game. We're going to show baseball tonight. But by and large, most of the night, we're going to be talking and we're going to be telling stories about Terry, his family, some of the memories that his friends have with him, and one of the ones that we also talked to, it just happens to be he's part of our association here, 446, is Chuck Perkins, and Chuck was an SRO with Terry. And Chuck, why don't you give us some of the memories you have of Terry?
Well, and mine's going to be brief, unfortunately, because and I didn't really know Terry before I came over here.
Okay.
So I was the school resource officer, and my job at that time was as what we call a floater. Now, that's kind of a weird thing because it was like, what's this weird word? And so we're trying to figure out, well, maybe we should be called relief. But anyhow, what I would do is I would fill in when there was a vacancy for somebody. And so, and at the time we had every school in the parish had an SRO in it. And so we had a couple of extra folks that would fill in, like when somebody was out or sick or whatnot, would fill in. Well, in 2017, unfortunately, I don't remember the exact date. I got a phone call, and then it was Captain Bordelon. It was over our school resource program, and he told me, he says, "Look, I'm gonna need you to go over to Menard." I'm like going, "Why? I don't. Why do I need to go to Menard? He said, I need you to go over there and tell you. Matter of fact, that was before I was a floater. That was the last thing I did after everything. But anyway, I was over at another school, and he's called and he says, "Look, I'm going to have to change schools from where you're at now, and I'm going to move you to Menard." And part of me thought, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? And so he called me to come over here, and so then he sat me down to explain the situation that Terry had passed away, and from a heart attack. And I was like, oh my. And he gave me a brief background of Terry. He said, he's been there. He attended school here at Menard. He'd gone on to play baseball. He was kind of, and I think his words were, he was a big name in baseball. And I was like, okay. Well, I was thinking maybe he played college ball and whatnot. Well, when I got over here and started talking to him at the time, the principal was Joel DeSalle. And David Perkins was one of the assistants here, and just got to walking around. And just the humbleness to be here right after he had passed away. And then, they had the service and everything. Just the humbleness of everybody just in shock from it. It was just so moving, It takes something from you, because as the year and a half went on that I stayed here until they found a full-time replacement for it, because they moved me at that point to be a floater afterwards. Just talking to him and hearing the impact that he made with students here. Not baseball players yet, okay? Not just me walking around talking to the kids at the school. The impact of what he did. Officer Mathews, he would do this. Officer Mathews, he would do this. And, each officer's a little bit different how they handle themselves in school. But just hearing what he did just out of kindness and to go that extra mile. And every officer in the school, and Chris is up here, Causey from here at Menard. He's a school resource officer here now. And he's the same way. He's just like every officer, and he understands this. He's been in law enforcement for a long time. Every officer has their own, finds their way to do things, finds their way to relate to students and administration and the teachers and the people that come, the parents and everything. They find that thing. They learn from them. And Terry just me hearing from the student body, from the faculty, from the administration, and whenever I got a chance to bump into parents, they were, thanks for being here. And, just everybody I talked to was just first off was a shock, but two, they were just very grateful for what impact that he had with their child or their student. And then I got to talk to, at that time was J.C. Holt, I believe, was the coach out here, and talked to him, and he told me about how he had worked with the pitching side of it. He came out and did things, and he was just in shock as well. You know, just like, wow, it's just all of a sudden. But, you know, I guess in some cases, sometimes you don't realize how much you appreciate it or how much somebody did until they're not available for you anymore.
Right.
And
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. No, and one of the things about being a school resource officer, you know, Chris and yourself, and then, you know, the ones I've talked to, it's a calling.
It is.
It's a calling. And for him to be a professional baseball player, retired, okay, could have come home and just really kind of done anything.
Absolutely.
You know, he could have signed on with any group around here and just got a paycheck for the name, for him showing up and doing this and doing that, like a lot of former ball players do. No, he goes into a school.
Yeah.
Okay. So your school resource officers, they're not just there to protect the kids.
All right.
Okay, it's a call, and they're an extension of the school. They're not just an extension of the sheriff's department. So to have that calling, you know, and one of the things when I was talking to people about Terry, you know, Coach Joe Morrow, who I know really well, he's at Grace now as an assistant principal. He never coached Terry directly, but he knew the family.
Yeah.
And the one thing he taught me was that he said Terry and his brother, which unfortunately his brother's passed away, he said they were just country strong growing up. He said they were raised on the farm. They farmed. They did a lot of stuff by their hands, you know, with the work of their hands. And he said he was just country strong until high school, and then college he ended up, you know, getting into the workouts and stuff, and then, you know, just really was like that. But he also said, talking about family, Miss Faye, who's Terry's mom, you know, Marcus's grandmother,
right.
and Miss Sue Vanderlick, which Cole is going to be one of the players going to be up here in a little bit with Marcus. So it's Cole's grandmother and Marcus's grandmother. So Terry's mom, they used to make lunch for the farm.
Wow.
And he said, Coach Morrow said, I mean, when he was a little kid, he said that was the best lunch
Wow.
he ever had. He remembers. And but like I said, he did not ever coach Terry. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
He was a lot older than Terry. Okay. But he knew the family before when Terry was young. And Chuck, Chris, Danny, whenever I called him, which Coach Morrow was a storyteller. Okay. 25 minutes later, I was off the phone. Wow. That's just, I mean, you know, just talk, and everybody I've talked to, when I called Coach Alford, because Coach Morrow introduced me to Coach Alford, same thing. He just wanted to keep, you know, talking. That's the memories that they have, you know. So I mean, this is a great moment tonight. Like I said, most of the evening we are gonna, you know, broadcast the game. We are gonna talk about the game, but most of the game tonight we'll have guests, you know, funneling in and out of here, filtering in and out of here, and we're going to hear good stories about not only Terry, but his family and the kids and everybody. So,
and I'll add this to you, talking about the school resource program or officers that Terry was part of. In 2003, Sheriff Hilton at the time implemented it, got a tax passed. So not only, you know, there was that selling part of it to the community. The community came up and showed that they're going to support it, and where it was able to put officers in every school in Rapid East Parish. And so, you know, some officers were happy about it. Some officers not so happy about it. They thought they were being punished, being put into this program, going to be, you know, thrown in here, forgotten. But as we went along, and I didn't get in on the first round because most of them they put in the first round in the high schools, and then the second round they kind of had like about, I think it was about 6 months difference in hiring. And they came back in and finished up everybody. So they covered all the high schools and junior highs. Then they came back and covered all the elementary schools. And so when that happened, I got hired in on the elementary side of it. So I started out in elementary school and moved my way up, like I said, through everything. But it is exactly that. It's a calling. You know, you get asked to be in this, or sometimes you get told to be in this. And that person's mindset coming into it is going to change. Okay, one of two things are going to change. They're either going to learn the benefits of the school resource program with this community, being able to get in touch with or be available for and share stories and help students and parents with situations and maybe divert them from having problems later on in life. or they're going to just get frustrated, cause problems for themselves, and they're going to pull them out and put them somewhere else and find somebody else to be there, because the program is very valuable to the community. We, as a school, and I say we because I still feel like a part of it because I have a brotherhood that has been in it for a long time, but the school resource program touches, you think about it, every student in this program. It touches every student in the school, touches all the parents, grandparents most of the time, friends and family and everything. And so they're able to be in contact with that much of the community and make that big of an impact. And it's huge. And so, with Terry coming in, and just from what I heard, there was no doubt that he was meant for this. You're absolutely right. He is absolutely meant for it. I've since moved on from the sheriff's office and working as a school resource program. But what I did do is, because one of my heart dreams from high school was to teach, that's what I went back to school, got my master's degree. And I teach in the high school. And it's so much fun because even as a school resource officer and as a teacher, it's a chance to reach a kid before you have to deal with them later on. And so if you can make an impact with them, if you can share a story with them or give an experience and maybe give some guidance to them at this point, maybe it'll make an impact. And maybe it'll be one of those things that, I remember when, Officer Mathews, or I remember when Officer Perkins, or I remember when Officer Causey told me this, and it's made an impact. And I had one student, I used to teach a class on students drinking and stuff like that. I had one student come back to me after I did a class one time, came back and said, Officer Perkins, I want to tell you something. I said, what's that? I said, I was looking at going to a party this weekend, but after what you told me, I'm not going to go. I said, I think that's a smart decision. I said, I'm glad you decided that, and letting just say, me saying you shouldn't go. I just gave you information, but you made that decision, and I said, that's huge. I look for great things to come out of you. Excellent. And so, but that's my little stories from it, and I wish I would have had more interaction with Terry through the years. I really wish I had, but I did get to feel some of the legacy that he's left here, and so it's big shoes to fill, and I nowhere did that. So,
well, Chuck, that's excellent stories. I appreciate it. We're going to take a break here and kind of reset. You're watching Menard Eagle Baseball on 446 Sports.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
This month, as we gather with the ones we love, let's take a moment to give thanks for the blessings in our lives. When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust those who care about your family as much as you do.
I'm Jason Hawk, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm here to help you protect what you hold dear.
Whether auto, home, or life, have peace of mind knowing that your family is covered today, tomorrow, and for years to come. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
At Certified Transmission, you can count on our certified mechanics with over 35 years experience to get your vehicle fixed right and get you back on the road.
Got transmission problems? Go where you know. Certified Transmission.
Time for a red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
And we're back at the Eagles Nest here on the campus of Holy Savior Menard High School in Alexandria, Louisiana. I want to talk about our sponsors for this evening. Our title sponsor for all 446 broadcasts on Menard broadcast is Certified Transmission, Del Moro. We appreciate him. Any of your transmission needs, go see Del and the crew over there. We also have Lanyap Home Care, which is Jamie Shelton Central Management Group. We have Exmark Sinlaw Dealers, which is Jay Sullivan, who's there. We have Riverside Hospital, Amy Grimes. We appreciate her. We have Louisiana Land Bank, Robert Crotty. And we have Green Garden Nursery, Steve and Donna Wade. And we have Jason Tarver, which is the Bean State Bank. We appreciate our Menard baseball sponsors here on 446 Sports. We're back here at the Nest like I said earlier. We're going to go to the Valex starting lineup. And we're going to have your starting lineup for
This month, as we gather with the ones we love, let's take a moment to give thanks for the blessings in our lives. When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust those who care about your family as much as you do.
I'm Jason Hawk, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm here to help you protect what you hold dear.
Whether auto, home, or life, have peace of mind knowing that your family is covered today, tomorrow, and for years to come. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
And we're back at the Eagles Nest, and I'm joined again by Danny Clear. Danny, let's go ahead and give the starting lineup for your Alexander Senior High.
All right.
Batting number one, who's actually number one, shortstop, Jackson Ross. Batting number two, number 17, second baseman, Cade Nextine. Batting number 3, number 13, first baseman, and pretty good tight end, Grayson Thibodeau. Batting number 4, the DH, number 3, Joseph Bayon. Bat number 5, number 21, catcher, Braden Rochelle. Bat number 6, actual number 6, pitching, Clayton Dole. Bat number 7, batting in the 7th position, number 8, playing right field, Matthew Crenshaw. Batting in 8th position, number 5, playing left field, Miguel Maglion. Batting number 9, in 9th position, number 12, Nate Oney, and playing third base. So that's your two starting lineups for the game tonight. you can see in the screen, our camera view tonight's going to be a little different. We're in the press box because we were a little concerned about some weather, possibly rain coming in. So we went ahead and did a stationary camera in the press box, and we're going to have Chuck on the field with the wireless camera and see if we can't get some of the shots from the field tonight. So just bear with us on this view, but we'll be hopefully Saturday we'll be back where we belong in the left field perch over there by the scoreboard, and we look forward to that. But how about tonight, Danny? What you think?
Well, I think the home team's looking to get off a schneid. I mean, coming into the game 0-5, but I think everybody would agree their schedule's been probably tough on purpose. Coach Marks talked about that at the show last week. He wanted to test his team. Obviously, he would have preferred to come away with a couple wins out of all that, but they had a couple games where they probably thought they could have won, should have won. Working on fixing mistakes. Ash comes in at 4-1. So a little bit different win-loss record, but I think the teams are probably going to match up pretty well.
Yeah, look, and their only loss comes to Halton. Ash's loss only comes to Halton at the beginning of the year. Halton's 4-2. Then they have 4 consecutive victories against Leesville, Grant, Northwest, and St. Fred's. With that said, Grant and St. Fred's are the only 2 of the victories that they're above 500.
Right.
And like you're talking about, I mean, these guys, they went and played 4 games, 3-game series to St. Louis. Your Eagles did last week. First one kind of got away from them. Second game, which is on Saturday morning. I mean, Coop had a great game, until the 7th. And
I think they'd like to have that back, going into the 7th with a 3-run lead. And couldn't come out with a victory, but, that's baseball. It happens. But that's the thing Coach is talking about, cleaning everything up, and we pick up a couple wins. A 2-0 loss to Barb, a Division I perennial power in Barb, was not a bad loss. So I see that looking at the lineup, a little bit different than what we had seen from last week, trying to shake things up. Coop's up for leading off, and that's probably just to shake it up and get him some at-bats that's in the front, in the top of the lineup, and get him more at bats.
That's the thing.
Leadoff hitter is going to get more at bats than anybody in the game, or just by function. So,
yeah, that's a great call because your number one batter, he's going to get an extra at bat. A lot of these guys get 3 at bats in a game, and hopefully he'll get a 4th AB. So that's a good call there. Talking about Barb. Barb's playing against IMG Academy in Hoover, Alabama, where they play the SEC championship tonight. So a strong club. Said that Hilton had pitched very well. Gave up both runs were unearned, is from what I can understand. I didn't get to talk to Coach Jordan directly, but kind of what I was hearing. And then also talking to Coach Jordan, Sunday nights from 7 to 8 will be at Buffalo Wild Wings for Around the Diamond with Scully and Marks. That's a combination coaches show between softball, Menard softball, the Lady Eagles, and then and Menard baseball, the Eagles. So like I said, hopefully this Sunday we'll have it'll start tonight. Hopefully we have some good stuff to talk about. Real excited about this. It's a little cooler than it was last time
in Louisiana. If you don't like the weather, wait around just a minute.
That's right.
We're probably about 55 degrees, the wind blowing, possible rain. I think Saturday will be back up to 75, 80 degrees. So
that'll be good. We'll be at the perch out there, and like I said, hopefully enjoying. By then I'll probably be complaining about it being too hot. So, but I will tell you, I look forward to wearing shorts most of the year, and today is not short weather for sure. But yeah, we're excited about this matchup. Crosstown rivals. I know that there's a family dynamic. That we know personally. That I don't know how detailed.
we might make a phone call in a little bit and see if we can't get a a guest picker to make a pick on tonight's game. We'll try to make that happen sometime soon.
Yeah, and what we're talking about is the LaRue and the Crenshaw family are connected, at the time, and Matthew is playing for
right field.
Yep, playing for Alexandria, and Cohen LaRue is going to be pitching, starting for Menard. So that's another little side story, and that's the great thing about high school baseball and just sports in general. There's always stories that you could talk about, just like the ones tonight, and we're hoping to get Marcus. We did see Marcus. I'm sure he's visiting with people. We're hoping to get Marcus Mathews up here, during the call. I told him to take his time and visit, and then, like I said, some of his former teammates and classmates are going to be, and from what I can tell, they're bringing a character with them. So, so if he was able to make the trip from Baton Rouge, there's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of good stories this evening. And not to mention, just we're gonna call the game. We're gonna follow the game as much as we can. Talking about the game, but you will see it on your screen, and we'll keep you up to date with who's batting and the outs and stuff as much as we can. But like I said, tonight we're gonna try our best to make sure that we have. We get as much time as possible to talk about Terry Mathews and the Mathews family and his memory. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back. You're watching 446 Sports, Menard Baseball, and 446 Sports.
This month, as we gather with the ones we love, let's take a moment to give thanks for the blessings in our lives. When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust those who care about your family as much as you do.
I'm Jason Hawk, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm here to help you protect what you hold dear.
Whether auto, home, or life, have peace of mind knowing that your family is covered today, tomorrow, and for years to come. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
And we're back at the Eagles Nest. He's Danny Clear. I'm Nick McNano, and we're about 17 minutes away from the first pitch. That first pitch tonight is brought to you by Lanyap Home Care. We appreciate those guys coming on and helping promote Menard Baseball on 446 Sports. See Cohen out there warming up. Danny, he's looking to bounce back. He kind of had a rough outing in that third game against St. Louis, and matter of fact, we didn't talk about it on air tonight. But second inning, Coach Jordan, everybody. Subbed everybody. He let everybody. He said, some games you just have to do that.
Yeah, we talked about, I think what they had like 5 errors in the second inning, and of course, I'm talking to Cohen because we didn't make it obviously to Barb if they played at Barb. But talking to Cohen a little bit, I said, man, your defense let you down a little bit. And he said, well, 2 of those errors were mine.
Yeah.
So I said, well, okay, well, you got to shoulder some of the blame then. And so, yeah, I think they know what's been happening. And we talked about it with Coach, and some of these kids might be just putting a lot of pressure on themselves.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
And we're back at Eagles Nest, home with your Menard Eagle baseball team. And looks like Coach Jordan and the coach from Alexander Senior High are coming to the plate. Well, they did a little switcheroo on me there.
Yeah, there comes Ash. Coach had to go make a stop.
Yeah. And like I said, tonight our angle, our camera view is going to be a little different because we're in the press box trying to avoid any possible rain. And of course, us being in here, it's not going to rain. So so hopefully Saturday we'll be back on our left field perch out there here at the Eagles Nest and have a different view. But like I said, I think we can see the whole infield, probably most of the field, and then Chuck's going to be out with the wireless camera. Actually, Chuck's over there behind first base right now. Let's see what kind of view he's got.
He's got the coaches.
There we go. Good view there.
We like to mention we're always looking to upgrade, so we're trying to get some more equipment to bring a better product. We can find a way to get us another camera. We can try to have some separate views for just Nick and I.
Yeah, that would be nice, but we're very grateful for all the. And we're going to actually turn it over right now to Coach Perkins with the prayer and the national anthem.
We'd like to call your attention to the first base side as our own, Holy Savior Menard's own, Marcus Mathews will make his way to the mound to throw out tonight's first ceremonial pitch. Go ahead, Marcus. Strike. Our boy, Marcus is the son of Terry Thank you, Marcus, and to his family, and for all the Mathews family. Play ball.
Man, Danny, that was a pitch.
Yeah.
Had a little,
Yeah, a
little
little
heat
movement on it, too.
Yeah, move towards the end. What a pitch. I'm glad we got a good view of that one. Thank you for Coach Perkins for announcing that for us and the job he does here and for allowing us to be a part of this program. And so grateful for him and Principal Mr. Gatlin. And we're going to start here with your prayer and national anthem.
Gentlemen, kindly remove your hats for today's prayer and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, God, let me play well, but fairly. Let competition make me strong, but never hostile. Forbid me to rejoice in the adversity of others. See me not when I am cheered, or when I bend to help my opponent up. If I know victory, allow me to be happy. If I am denied, keep me from envy. Remind me that sports are just games. Help me to learn something that matters once the game is over. And if through athletics I set an example, let it be a good one. Amen. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
And we're back at Eagles Nest here with one of my favorite songs. The only thing is the here we go. We're trying to get our flexi score up, but that's the thing about live. But look, if we're going to be missing anything on a broadcast, it's just that's something that we can deal with because we can tell you what the score is. So, as you see here, you see got
a little rain coming.
A little rain coming down. Chuck's out there in the rain.
Thank you, Chuck. Can't hear us, but appreciate the dedication.
I guess it's a great thing that we did come to the press box, and that was a good call, Chuck, because I was going to try to stay out there and just get an umbrella and see if we couldn't do this. But hey, this is a good place to be. Like I said, we're going to have Marcus Mathews come up with some of his former teammates and friends and players that played for Coach Terry and you know for during the broadcast, most of the broadcast. Like I said, we're going to talk about Terry and his family and try to honor him. And we have something going on with the umpires right here. Let's see. Oh, just an extra baseball there. So, looks like we're going to also be on
door duty.
on door duty in the press box here. But hey, Mr. Gatlin, Coach Gatlin, joining us here. So that's going to be a popular spot here in this press box. So, all right. So Colin LaRue up to bat here. Up to pitch here, and we got Jackson Ross. And your first pitch is brought to us by Lanyap Home Care.
Fastball strike for foul ball for.
Excellent start there for Cohen.
Oh, good pitch.
Very good, very good. 0-2.
Breaking ball.
0-2 here to start out. And, I know he talked to you about his slider, didn't he? He really likes that slider.
Him and Cooper both, they like throwing that breaking ball. Good start.
Good stuff there. Very good stuff there. Good start to this first inning, this top of the first for Cohen LaRue. 3-pitch strikeout there, and now up to bat for Alexander Senior High is Caden Eckstein, second baseman. So what'd you see that first one there, Danny? That first batter.
True to form, I think he threw one fastball and then broke the next couple off. So he's throwing that for a strike. That's a good thing. I think we've seen the other night he kind of spiked a few early and never really got in a groove and didn't feel comfortable. So if we can get him in a groove early tonight.
Speaking of uncomfortable, Eckstein just called for a timeout there. LaRue's throwing 4 strikes to start this game.
It's tough play. Good cover. Well done.
Good job there. Good job there. Drake Aldridge to Cohen LaRue for the 3-1 there on the.
So how many times did we get to practice that? That's pitcher covering from for the dribbler.
So, yeah, and we've just had the man of the hour come in for the broadcast. We're going to be joined now in process by Marcus Mathews. No pressure. Can you hear me, Marcus?
Yes, sir. Trying to get in here.
Yep. So, like I said, most of the night tonight, Marcus, we've been talking about your dad and the memories, that you've had. We've had a couple of people up here, speaking of memories. Now, this guy that's joining us to my left side here, can you hear me, Lloyd?
I can hear you just fine, Coach. You got the roadcaster going. I'm had a couple days in this profession, so happy to be here.
Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't want to tell Marcus, but I'm kind of a Colada watcher and
watch out
a mic'd up watcher. So
it's amazing you still had me on then.
Well, we talked about that. We wanted to make sure that
we went over the ground rules.
That everything's going to be PG.
13.
Yep. Looks like Grayson Thibodeau there with the walk. So 2 outs here with Thibodeau walking. So up to bat now is number 3, the DH, Joseph Banyan. Marcus, what a pitch, man.
I'm not going to lie, I practiced a little. I've been thinking about it. Jordan told me a little too early. It probably kept me up at night more than it should have, but we're here, and it went well. So.
Oh, man, I saw him walking around before the game, and I was talking to his mom down below, and I was like, he's been talking about this first pitch more than the entire event. That's all he's been talking about. Is he's not nervous about the booth. He's more worried about getting on the mound again.
Well, Lloyd, that's pressure, man.
It's real pressure.
A lot of pressure. I think
I feel like the night had a lot riding on how that pitch went. So
that's right.
We'll start there.
It started to rain. I was like, he might throw a perfect game and we get out of here.
Yeah, we need some help too because our Eagles are 0-5. They made a trip to St. Louis last Friday and Saturday. Ooh,
right on it.
Oh, that one falls in for a base hit, and we're gonna have a play here at 3.
Let's get him.
Got him.
Got him. No.
Got him. What a play out there. That's what I'm talking about.
Looks like an old right fielder I used to see.
Cooper Scott in right field, with the put out right there, and he one bouncer to Nate Bilbo. What a play for the third out of this. We're going to keep it here. We're not going to go to break. Marcus, so the pitch, little curve. It had a little movement on it. Did you mean to?
No.
Oh, come on.
I was aiming for the plate there, just trying to get it over.
Come on, man. Come on
yeah.
now. No, that was a matter of fact. If we had to change, Lloyd, we're usually out there in between the foul pole and the scoreboard of left field. We call it the left field perch. Since we're at the Eagles Nest, and if we have your pitch on video, if it's good from that stationary video right there, well, that's probably going to be the play of the game.
Oh, absolutely! I've already asked for it to be.
It's a curtain call for sure.
Looking for the curtain call.
Excellent,
sure.
man. We have the Southern Air, one of our advertisers, the cool play of the game. Although That one right there that Coop had, man, that was big.
Yeah, I'll give it to him for sure. That's a great start to the game.
But no, man, we're grateful that you're taking your time out, and Lloyd, and then who's the gentleman up behind?
Evan Sosha.
Okay, and Evan, and we're going to get Evan on here, and we're grateful that matter of fact we have 4. Yeah, let's get Evan on here. Let's just bring the gang in, man.
Yeah. Evan's the grandfather of the group. He was one of the first that we really got to know. With my dad being the coach, he started bringing me and Lloyd around the time that Evan was here. We'll see if that was the best.
Yeah, we learned a lot.
But, we
very
learned a lot
impressionable young men.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what years did you play here, Marcus?
07 to 10.
Okay.
Yep.
So you were on the state championship team.
I was. Me and Lloyd both were.
Okay.
He did a little bit more than I did. I was just tasked with warming up the pitcher in the dugout.
Yeah, well, my dad was a coach, so I got to play.
Man, I tell you, he's not taking advantage of the curveball that he threw, and then now he's throwing himself under the bus, saying that the coach.
Nepotism was the problem.
I know
Yeah.
the coach's son.
See, I tried to tell him to throw a splitter because I don't know if you know this, but Marcus, whenever he was probably in elementary school, he used to sleep with the softball between his fingers to try to grow his hand so he could throw a good splitter. And we all thought he was crazy, but when it came to it, I think he might have whipped it out just now.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And that's why you guys are here. You guys are here for these stories. Evan, you said?
Yes.
Yeah. So now the grandpa is
I
that because he
graduated in 05.
is that because he looks a little older than you all, or is he that much older? I mean,
Just more mature is what
more
it was.
mature.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, redshirt senior.
That's just the vest he's wearing.
I'll tell you what. Of course, I know you guys talk about on your shows all the time, Lloyd, about the COVID years. I mean,
That's where I wanted to go.
I mean, would we have not loved? I mean, especially me, man. I played at Bolton High School for 4 years in the early '90s, and man, I would have loved to have had 2 more years to go to shop class and PE and play ball. But
you had me at PE.
So Evan, what position do you play?
I was catcher.
Oh, okay. Oh man. So he's the man on the important. This is Cooper Scott, guys. Lead off tonight. He's been the number 3 hitter, and he's probably been the hottest hitter so far. Was player of the week, player of the game last week for us. He's also the one in right field the other night, the earlier that gunned the runner down. But great pitcher as well, and he was all-state and linebacker as well for the Eagles. So,
yeah, Evan was one of the first guys that I really came around. My dad was coaching.
Okay.
Evan was a little disappointed when he got here and saw the turf at the plate. Evan's favorite equipment in the entire baseball arsenal is the tamp. This man can go to town on the tamp behind the plate.
Oh,
That's a point of pride, you know. I mean,
take care of your
you
area.
had to take care. Coach Adams made sure we did. You know, after practice, you were there until the field was right.
Yeah, it turned out Evan would always do it when we were running poles, and he's like, "I got to take care of home plate, coach. I'll catch you later." That's how his shoulders are still so
He
big.
had his scissors out, just making sure that line was good and stay away from the poles.
Talking about poles, I guarantee this guy to my left probably ran the most of all y'all, right? Lloyd probably ran the most poles. Am I correct with that?
I'll say the wind was blowing like this one day, and hits a fly ball outfield for practice, and Lloyd goes to put his hand on his head and then goes out to catch it and misses it. I don't know that Lloyd did anything but run poles the rest of practice with his hand on top of his head.
That's a true story.
Holding his hat down. So,
I'm not surprised. No. Oh,
yeah,
got down.
Terry made sure that he didn't do that anymore.
My hair wasn't even long then. I just think it was, natural. It was probably the wind. It wasn't me. But I got so good at poles, coach, I could run them with my eyes closed.
Yeah.
I literally used to do that. I would just go pole to pole, and I wouldn't deviate off that line. I just basically made a path that I could follow from right to left field. Yeah, and that was my fault, too.
That was Case Butterfield with a sacrifice there. Wasn't the prettiest sacrifice, but got the job done. Cooper Scott the second. And here's Marcantel, who's the only Eagle this year with a home run. He had a home run in the second game against the third game. Leadoff home run against St. Louis. The only run they score. Top of the second inning, Coach Jordan, which he subs the whole team. They had 5 errors in the bottom of the first.
He's learned a lot. He's learned a lot from Terry.
So he said, you know what? He told Danny and I at our coaches show, which is at Buffalo Wild Wings, by the way, every Sunday 7 to 8. He said, you know what? He said, guys, sometimes it just has to be that way. And I said, yeah, coach. I coached soccer for 25 years, and unfortunately, I was at a small school, and I couldn't sub all 11 of them. But
a hockey change.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but
One of the dads told me he took that shot off an LSU commit.
Yeah.
He said, yep.
Yeah, and actually, then they went down and played Barb on Tuesday night and lost 2-0. And their starting shortstop Hilton, he had a very good game and gave up 2 unearned runs, but Barb's actually playing IMG Academy tonight at Hoover.
Oh, so they stepped down in competition.
Yeah, that's right. So,
but we were laughing with Jordan before. I said, not much change. Y'all sure stacked the beginning of that schedule to make sure y'all are ready at the end.
So he picked that up from Coach Adams and your dad?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they put us through a gauntlet early every year.
Yeah, Danny asked him, and on the show he said, Coach, he said, what do you did that for power ratings? And he's like, no. He said, we want to play. And I said, well, the good thing about it is hopefully you won't be back in that area until Sulphur. That'll be the next time.
Much rather lose there in February than May.
That's right. And unfortunately, Marcantel goes down with the strikeout there. So 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. And Drake Aldridge up to bat. And Drake, he can rake too. Drake was also a starter on the football team. There's a lot of football players that play on the baseball team as well.
That ain't changed much.
Coach Perkins said he was All-State this year.
Yeah, and actually played both ways, which a handful of them did. Matter of fact, Cooper on second, he had a run. Oh, that's a good pitch right there.
Bender.
He had a run. Cooper on second had a run. Homer Christian, first round of playoffs, breaks it, and about 20-yard line, 25-yard line going in, he's turned around and he's looking at the guy chasing him and just kind of laughing, puts his head up and laughs at him, just takes off from him. So definitely some characters and some really good athletes, but that was a good bender right there.
That seems to be the mold here at Menard. It sounds like not much has changed from the character perspective. Spent a lot of time together.
The turf, but something I don't know if you guys know, but they have 14 seniors. They have 4 on the baseball team. Unfortunately, one of them's out. He tore his ACL in football during football season. He might get back in time see what that one there. So that's a foul ball there. Makes the count 1. No,
I think Jordan's coached a lot of these guys since they were about 8 or 9. Sounds like.
Yeah, and a lot of them came up. There's a parent with Cohen LaRue, his the pitcher right now. His dad Waylon, who actually cooked this jambalaya that you guys need to get some. We'll try to get some up here to you. He had a lot of these guys as well going, coming into junior high, and so they've been around they've been with each other a long time.
I know they're 0-6, but they sure were confident in the dugout. They felt like they were about to get it going, so hopefully we'll see that tonight.
Yeah, this will be a good matchup for them. They should match up well with them. One thing that did surprise me looking at Alexandria's roster is for a Division I 5A school, they do not have a lot of players. I thought that they'd have more players on their roster.
You're used to looking at those Barb lineups where they got 35 kids up there that are just trying to get a jersey.
Yeah.
Almost made that team. Almost got traded to Barb.
Almost.
For a sack of baseballs.
Well, that's third out there. I guess Drake Aldridge on the. So that's 1, 2. What did I miss there? Did I? Okay. Thought he was number 4, wasn't he? Okay, so Butterfield. I must Butterfield, the sacrifice bunt. That's right. That's the thing about live. Man, with us doing this and talking, I don't know how accurate I'm going to be tonight, but I'm going to try. So Evan, you weren't part of the state championship,
No,
unfortunately.
Laid the foundation.
That's what I was going to say. But you were the foundation guy,
we ran
right?
into Parkview Baptist. Well, we didn't get to them most of the time, but we were always kind of lined up, hoping to get there. We made the semifinals
awesome.
A couple times that didn't quite break that barrier. I was able to watch them, though, when they came down to Monroe. I went and played at ULM just like Terry.
Oh.
I credit him with that. Jeff Shake Snyder was the one that recruited me, and him and Terry and Jeff played together at ULM. So, he got me on their radar, and he gave me a lot of tools out here to make it to the next level.
Well, you know what? Sometimes it takes a connection, but to stick, you have to be able to play. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad to hear that you did that.
I just hear a whole lot of nepotism going on now. You get a whole lot of it.
Yeah. Hey, no, I'm taking
I think it just
away.
Extended to me in high school. That's the reason. That's the only reason I played.
Well, no.
If there was a DJ gig, your dad could have got
exactly. I should have brought him with me.
Just depending on what team was batting.
All right, we have to. Marcus told me this story. Okay, he said, but Lloyd knows it better. All right, talk to your dad up here with with the music. Is that what we're talking about?
See, this
kind of got to
this
set
is
the scene a
yeah,
little.
this
here.
is pre-press box now. So we had a tent outside, and not only did he start kind of making his way into a DJ, he turned it into a whole production that required more help than was probably necessary, where he had players that would also come and set up the equipment while we're supposed to be warming up. And he was like, well, I got to get this thing set up. So it started off small. And I'll tell you, first off, my dad doesn't know a lick about baseball, but loves music. And it turned into, okay, here are the 9 walk-up songs that you need for the lineup. And he did that. And then he started implementing some like filler songs and then some in-between songs. And then, all right, we trust him enough to do like charge for maybe a good play if you're at a home game, like you
we
know
started
which team
doing
to
some
play.
of the baseball things during the game,
which blew his mind. And then he turned it into, well, this is just a production for everybody here. He was trying to entertain the crowd.
Dr. Tim was
Gotta
putting on a
pop up
concert
out,
for us.
pop up to the right.
Ooh, unfortunate there for Drake. That's
Still
tough.
a strike.
Yep, that's right. Tough play there. So now it's 1-2.
And so it turned into not only it was never about Menard at that point. Once it became a production where he felt the kind of crowd on him, I don't know where I got that from. It may be him, but.
Oh, no,
You're playing
your
in
mom
a
was pretty good
college
on the show.
regional every weekend. Everybody got the walk-up songs. Everybody, there was no.
There was no home field advantage.
No, he did whatever for anybody.
Oh, wow. He was giving walk-up signs for the opponent?
He just was trying to entertain the crowd. He wanted it to be a good time. And then there was a point in time where we're pitching and they get a base hit in a crucial moment, and you could tell that Terry
dribbler through, and it's now 2 on, 1 out.
Good job there,
He's a
Coop.
player, Coach.
Yeah. Oh no, he's that's definitely he's like I said, all Sinlaw in football and all Sinlaw, probably all state in baseball. I'll check with Jordan from last year, but that's one away there for Alexandria.
It's probably the 4th or 5th inning. We're midway through the season in a pretty good game. I don't remember exactly who we were playing. It might have been Nish out of New Iberia.
Oh,
honestly, a pretty good team back then. And from there, Lloyd.
Oh, and so they hit a dribbler, they score the go-ahead run, and cue up the DJ who plays a dun, 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 charge, and Terry hat off, loses his mind. He's like, you're
Out of
playing
the
charge
dugout.
from the dugout. You're further, and I'm telling you, okay, if you're at Menard's dugout, which is on the right side, he's on the left side over here by himself under a tent, and Terry comes probably 50 feet out and starts reaming him.
Here we go, Gavin the Aldridge. Oh, get a tag. Oh. Unlucky there.
Challenge
it.
Dr. Tim just puts his hands up like this, and at the same time he makes eye contact. My dad makes eye contact with Lloyd in the dugout, and Lloyd's like, my dad doesn't know.
He has no idea where he is.
My dad's just like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Dr. Tim.
So did Lloyd have to run polls for that one?
Probably.
But
Break down
we
the
did have
equipment.
there was a few lessons after that. I think Tim may have picked up a book or two about what we were doing on offense and defense there. But
I think Tet may have taken him to the side and said, if you want to run these things, I can tell you how. But after that, it got a little bit better. There's a couple of more mistakes that he made, but it was okay. It was all for the fun of the sport. We kind of tried to make it a party out here a little bit, but that was one of the times where Terry's usually at what, a 2?
Yeah.
If that,
2.
maybe a -2 whenever he's a very calm demeanor, and it went from 2 to 15. And I was like, oh, God, that's my father. Like, I'm going to catch this on the back end at some point.
I think Dr. Tim got him back our senior year, though, where we're playing a team. I think we're up a pretty good bit, and we got a young guy in pitching, and somebody just hammers one. I'm over the softball.
To the nun's house.
To the nun's house out there. And he plays, you dropped a bomb on me.
Which was our home run song.
It was our, and like my dad just laughed at that point. He was like, all right, I think he's picked up enough that he knows he's not supposed to do that one. But and I'm just proud he understands how far that ball went. We've came a long way in 6 years, you know.
I don't know what to tell you. It was a bomb.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Cohen LaRue here with a 1-2 count here. He's dug deep here. See if we can get it past this error that we just had. Got him. Oh, gosh. Threw that one in the center. See what we have here. Oh, was all right. Bring it in to second base there. All right. Good job there. Man, is this another one of our guests?
Sure, that's Cole Vanderlick.
Okay.
There from the Bayou.
Yeah,
Yes,
we were talking about Cole's. Well, look at Lloyd over here.
I don't think you do.
So yeah, we were talking about Cole's grandmother and your grandmother earlier. We were telling the stories while you guys were out there talking about how they were, how they provided lunch for everybody. A lot of good stories we've heard. I've talked to a dozen people since this was brought to our attention, a few weeks back, and then we were going to cover it. And man, I tell you, they've had nothing but positive thing. And you get them on the phone, and they start talking about your dad, kind of like these guys tonight. I mean, and they just keep talking and talking and talking. So what's the other than your dad, Lloyd? Okay, give me the. We'll go with the hottest he ever was. We'll go with the hottest Terry ever was. I mean, the maddest.
I think we're going to have to go back to Evan's years.
Oh, okay. You're on. You're
Evan,
on.
I don't think my dad made it all the way through either one of those semifinal games, did he?
I don't remember everything about him.
He did not make it through.
I tell you what, guys, let's go to break. Let's pay some bills. You're watching Menard Baseball on 446 Sports. We'll be right back.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
Time for a red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
And welcome back to the Eagles Nest. You're watching Menard Eagle Baseball on 446 Sports. Got Cohen LaRue up to bat. And look, we are joined by Terry Mathews' son Marcus. And some of his teammates and Terry's players. We have Lloyd Courtney here, Evan Saunier, and then Vanderlick, Cole Vanderlick, and we're going to bring Cole on here in just a second. But just hearing stories, and that's what tonight's about. This is the Terry Mathews Memorial Baseball Tournament. It's playing tonight here. We had Pineville beat Buckeye earlier in the first game, and then we have Menard and Alexandria Senior High right now. And then tomorrow you'll have Tioga and Ash play each other. And Tioga and Pineville play each other, and you'll have Ash and Buckeye play each other. And then on Saturday, you'll have Menard here playing against Pineville and against Buckeye. So
some things never change.
Yeah, big weekend, and like I said, hopefully this is a get back weekend. I don't know if anybody's if you have that, but that's going to be for you.
Awesome.
Has the schedule on it, and then that right there. Look, this is like I said, we're going to try to stay on the baseball game as much as possible. It's in the camera. We're down to one camera view now, but tonight's about Terry and his family. So why don't we talk about we were at the moment of the maddest or the hottest your dad ever got as a coach.
So I think both semifinal games were like a 2-1 finish at the end.
One of them went to 9 innings.
One of them went to 9 innings. I think it was a wet game too.
It rained.
Fielding James.
No, I think it was Mark McIntyre. Yeah.
McIntyre came in after Lashney. Lashney pitched lights out and got us deep in the game. He went as far as he could go, and yeah.
15-0 Lashney.
Now
no decision.
Remember your teammates. I mean, this is on YouTube, this is on Facebook, so let's make sure that
he was.
I
think Cole made that comment. Yeah, absolutely. No.
Make sure we have accurate information here, so that's good. So
Justin,
we've got some fact checkers. Oh yeah.
All right, Evan. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. So.
No, but it was some tight games there, and I'm gonna let Marcus tell the story because I was too into the game to.
Oh, see, that's where I would have gotten gunned down.
Yeah. So obviously my dad pitched, and he knew pitching pretty well, and he was a pretty good umpire himself as it was. And we got our a good guy on first base with some speed, and Chris Juno, and he takes off. Pitcher late pick to first, obvious balk. Dad's calling it as he's walking there. He gets the second. The guy throws a second. He tags him, and Chris Juno pops up. And Chris Juno was on about a 15 when he got to him. So I guess my dad assumed that if he's on 15, I got to be on 25. I know it didn't take many words to prevent Chris from getting out of the game there, but
Terry knows the magic,
Terry
too.
knows the magic couple words there, and he got out of there before Chris got out of there. And I'm actually standing by the dugout over there, and I'm talking to the umpires from the next game. They're like, yeah, that's a balk. And I was like, I understand. And as he passes by, they go to tell him it's a balk, and he lets them have it too. Just like, it wasn't a good day to be in blue. So next year we go back, same field, same umpire.
Same crew.
Same runner.
Wow.
Not the same pitcher or team, but same guy. They do it again. Same thing happens, and I don't think it took one word. I think as soon as Dad made it past the line, I think he was like, "You're gone."
I think when he went to pick, he was already about past the first base line.
Right. Yeah. He was like, if there was a pickoff, he was. Like, I think my dad had made up his mind at that point. He was gonna go home early. Yeah. I mean, it's still hard to win South I-10 playing a team down there. Nothing's changed there.
Tell you what, there were two great back-to-back sacrifice bunts there by Wade and Guillory. Actually, Wade made it on safely with the throwing error to second. So we have Nate Bilbo up with two runners on, ducks on the pond, see if he can't get them through here with one out. So so that was in, what town was that in that this happened?
It was Crowley.
Crowley, okay. Yeah, okay. Trying to watch a few things here and talk as well, but you guys make it look a lot easier in the mornings, but I guess this
I feel like you're doing a great job.
But I guess this.
You must not get on Tiger Droppings too much.
No, I do not. No, I do not get on Tiger Droppings. Yeah. You know, that was the big debate this morning: is what's Lloyd Courtney's handle on Tiger Droppings?
They were acting like I had a handle. Hey, listen, I'll lurk now, but I can't be posting out there. I don't know if they want to smoke. That's when it turns from PG to R real quick.
They sure do
I know
anonymously. You know, that word.
Oh, here we go. All right, Jordan.
Back to the game.
Let's talk about Jordan a second.
Let's get back to baseball.
Okay. Let's talk
You
about
my dad's favorite son.
That might be true.
It might be true. It might be true.
Of course, most people, when you hear that you're going to be covering something, you do a lot of research, make a lot of calls and everything. And I said, you know what? I said, I'm just going to Google, Terry Mathews, and it had stats and everything. On the third page, Jordan Marks.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Jordan Marks
Absolutely.
on the third page.
And you were looking for Marcus.
Yeah. What's his son's name? I didn't know his son coach.
Jordan Marks Mathews?
But what was crazy is it was him at LCU now.
Right.
Okay. Apparently in his bio, it must have had, I don't know if it was Menard or it probably was Menard, but in his bio, I don't know if it said was coached by Terry Mathews, but so that was pulled up there. So I
Terry went back in the back end and made sure that was it.
So I screenshot it. and sent it to him. He didn't reply. He might have been busy. So unlucky there. So let's talk about Jordan. Okay. Jordan basically said he worked for your dad.
He did. We worked together.
War with the Machines?
War with the Machines, yeah. I think if my dad would be able to go back, I don't think he would have us out there. We may have cost him more money than we made him. But, hey, we had a lot of fun, and we got to learn a lot about baseball. We were out there. Jordan at that point was, when I say brother for sure.
Let's stay alive there, Nate.
Yeah, he'd pick me up for practice, or I'd meet him here at 7 o'clock for morning workouts. We'd go to put a swimming pool in for 3 o'clock or so, and then we'd be out here hitting, and Dad would still be in his jeans out there throwing on us on the mound. The man wore jeans until he died there. He'd show up out here after putting a swimming pool in and throw batting practice for hours. To me and Jordan, countless times I could talk about there with him. Just great guy, great player overall. Was extremely excited when he came over here and took over the job. I thought that was going to be a great move, especially with all the history he has with these players and just knowing he coaches it the right way, like not caring about the power ratings, none of that. Like, look, if we're ready at the end of April, we're going to be where we need to be. And it doesn't, it's great to play these early games, but no, if you're good enough, you're going to make it there. And I feel like that's Jordan's
MO.
Yeah.
So Matt threw through Menard baseball?
Yes.
Y'all met each other? Okay. All right.
Probably football, I guess. We
Okay.
played football
But it was-
together early, yeah.
Nice
And
pitch
again,
there.
I was very, very fortunate, even with Evan and them. I would be out here back, Evan, when there was a big hole in the fence out there, and we'd have to lug that 7,000-ton batting
4 flat
cage,
tires.
4 flat tires
Oh, my
back here.
God.
That was
I
a
mean,
workout.
that was our
After
workout. We didn't work out back
Jane
then. We
Fonda
just
ab
did
workout.
that.
You come push that cage.
We'd pull it out here, and
If you were in trouble, you had to man the steering.
Yeah.
Like, this tire's flat. This tire's flat.
Right. And I feel like Evan and them kind of started this culture with Dad. I feel like there was a couple guys that, really took baseball serious here with Chris Juno and Evan both going on to play. And I feel like y'all may have had a few others that are slipping my mind. But
We had some athletes. Chase was on the team. He obviously went football, but yeah, we had some players. Lashney, like we talked about earlier, went to Tech as well. So
yeah, I can't remember all of them. They kind of blur together, but I do remember just being out here with y'all the nights before games when it was 3 or 4 of y'all, and it was just about, look, let's get our cuts, let's have a good time, and let's focus on what we're going to do tomorrow. And I'd get to filter in at the end and hit and pick up. And, I started off pretty early, and then a few years later, we're playing ball together with Lloyd and them, and we're out here together. We're doing that, and, by the time we're freshmen, we kind of knew what to expect. These guys had set a pretty good standard from us early on. I mean, following through with Jordan and all of that. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I feel like y'all set that for us to, kind of come through and get there finally.
Well, the one thing you're talking about, setting the standard, and obviously it's come down from you guys and from, Coach Terry to Jordan. North DeSoto game last Tuesday, lose 2-1, okay, in the top of the 7th, okay, we lose 2-1. We're taking our stuff down at the perch out there, and it takes about 30 minutes. Jordan's out there talking to us. Danny and I talk to each other, after the game.
That's why it took 30 minutes.
Yeah. The guys are in the cage, and all you hear is tink, tink. I mean, the 30, 45 minutes after the game, just trying to get their cuts in, because that game there were 2 pitching changes. Whew, that was a good one there. So we left 2 runners on base there, unfortunately. But that pitcher for Alexandria, he's a starting linebacker for them. I call the Alexandria football games, and he was a bulldog on the field, football field, and I tell you, he's got a good bender here, doesn't he?
Oh, he set him up there with a couple benders that
Yeah.
were up and away, up and away, up and away. Then he went looking for it, and he hit him with a heater.
I may have to adjust it here a little. I'm blocked behind this thing. I'm not getting much of the game. But,
I'd much rather your analysis than mine.
Yeah.
I just listen to what other people say.
Yeah, but no, he's
coached up.
And and we talked about this last week. Yes, we're Eagle fans, and we're here for Menard for the broadcast. But sometimes you just got to tip your hat. I mean, if you've got somebody that's doing a great job there. So we're here in the top of the 3rd inning. It's 0-0 between your Menard Eagles and the Alexandria Senior High Trojans from across town.
Take the under.
I was wondering how long it would take.
At least that's where we went. It's like, all right, Lloyd, that's the line. You know it. Let's stay on the other side of it.
But I will say, you talked about people taking cuts in the cage. There was a time and place before that thing didn't have a roof on it, and that's that thing got built through Evan Soche, and how that those couple of semifinals runs where you'd have to do it in the rain, and now it became okay. This is a place where you can come hit. You could be able to get work in here, and that's kind of where you're seeing this place matriculate toward, where it's become this is a pretty beautiful ballpark from where we came from, where the mound was off center, to now you got a turf field, and which is either way, and then you have cages, and this used to be the field. This is where we used to change, and now it's a place for the parents to hang out behind the press box.
Okay, yeah, they call that the porch, and they do a lot of cooking. It's good play there by Cohen. One away for your Eagles here. Cohen, LaRuta, Drake.
To bring it back to Jordan and just the standard, I think what's really unique about it is we got Cole back here, we got Lloyd, and you got Jordan. They're all kind of different ages that all had older brothers on the team or younger brothers on the team, and I feel like that's what helped carry it through. Is we all knew, because our brothers, you might have kind of ran into a year or two after that there wasn't somebody there, and then boom, Mason's on the team, Jordan's younger brother, and he was going to make sure that it continued on, and then it was kind of getting to where a lot of those players that were with Dad for a while, or the legacy of brothers, were running out, and about the time that Jordan came and took over.
Okay. So talking about you making those runs, okay. 2A? It was 2A back then? Y'all were doing double A? Okay, yeah. And that
You
was,
looked at the wrong person there because
well, I know. I looked at him and
he was 3A.
I was 3A.
3A.
I was going to say, I thought y'all might have been 3A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that
I
makes
think,
sense for Parkview.
Yeah,
that makes sense for Parkview.
06, I believe it dropped down to 2A.
Thank God.
And
how much
then
do you
y'all
follow?
lined up against Washita Christian?
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
How much do you? Man, another great play by.
Bench, dude.
How much do you watch? How much do you follow high school athletics now, Evan?
Not much. So I hadn't been back out to the field. I've passed by,
sore.
kind of looked, and I mean, I thought I was walking on a JUCO when I walked out here, saw the locker room behind the dugout, and I mean, this is just impressive where we've come. Now, coming up here, I was thinking about it. A lot of these guys out here probably weren't born when I was playing. You know. It really brought that. Well, it brought that grandpa that Marcus calls me kind of full circle. I'm like, well, I've been out of yeah. Well, I've been out of here for a while, and I mean, but it's really stepped up around here, and it's amazing to see.
Grandpa did have an arm on him though, because he's the first person I watched stand at home plate and throw it straight over that MHS, and I was sitting there like, huh.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what you're supposed to get to, right? I was very impressed that day.
A whole lot of don't try that at home.
Yeah.
Well, I bugged Terry so much to pitch, and
Every
I knew,
catcher does. Every catcher does.
I knew he could teach me, and he after a year and a half of it, he said, "Okay, you're pitching a bullpen.
Good work
you
there.
got it."
Scroggs there with Curley there with the put out there to Drake Aldridge, and 3 up, 3 down for the Eagles. I'll tell you, let's take a break, guys, and we'll be right back. You're watching 446 Sports.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pineville.
All right, you're back at Eagles Nest here in the bottom of the third inning with your Eagles and Trojans are tied 0-0. And we were talking, Evan, before, and you were talking about your age. One of our advertisers, okay, son's a freshman, okay. I worked next door to his dad's business. He was in high school. He was working for his dad in high school. I was 23 years old, and now his son
Evan was 35.
Yeah, now his son's on the baseball team. So yeah, so it happens quick. It happens quick. So, but no, we were also talking about, we were talking about Jordan earlier. Okay, what's the thing that if you talk to Jordan, okay, what's the thing that you probably see, that your dad or Coach Adams probably passed? What's probably the main thing your dad passed down to him?
Oh man,
That's on the spot. I know. Let's talk about a few things. I'm sorry. Let's talk about a few things.
I would say just overall, the baseball conversations we had. I think Jordan would tell you 60-70% of what he knows. I mean, is just exactly. I mean, what we're gonna do. I mean, what he's gonna do. I say we because when I get out there and I watch these games, it feels the same. It does. I can remember watching Cooper Scott a couple of years ago, and he had playing. They were down in Crowley playing. I can't remember exactly who they were playing. Maybe Notre Dame out of there, and Cooper Scott's a freshman, and he's up there just dealing. And I'm just watching Jordan. And Jordan's down there like this. This is what we need because we got to win one more. This is what we need. You can just. I could feel that everything that he had planned was going to plan. And, you know, I'm sitting over here and the game ends and they got to go to the next game. And my mom's like, well, why don't you go say hey to Jordan? I was like, Jordan does not want
He's
to talk
locked
to me
in right now.
Jordan didn't want me to text him before the game. Jordan didn't want anything. Jordan just wants to get out there and coach. I mean, the dedication, I think, you know, Evan, I think you can kind of mirror or talk about this too. The older I get having kids, the time my dad spent out here, the time that, you know, he was putting in swimming pools at 7 o'clock in the morning till 3, and then he'd come out here and coach, watch bullpens, do whatever, throw batting practice in his jeans till 4:30, 5 o'clock. And if it was game day, we were going to be back up here in a couple of hours. He's back up here, you know, pitching to us. And, I mean, I know I'm tired, and I don't do half that, so I just
Marcus
can't
was
imagine.
sleeping in class. It's game day.
Right. I mean,
No, I think that rubbed off on everybody, you know, how hard, you know, he worked and then brought that out here to us, you know, showed us. I mean, like you said, with kids now, I'm coaching softball. I got 2 little girls, so, you know, it's come full circle, and, you know, I try to mirror that work ethic and, you know, show them to have fun first, but, you know, also
That's
how
the
to play
Terry-
the game
that was
the
the
right
Terry
way.
part.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and it was a great balance what we had with Coach Adams and Coach Terry. I mean, you had Coach Adams that I don't know if I saw him smile in 4 years, but
we saw him smile once.
But Coach Terry, you know, he was the fun guy, but I mean, like you say, he could turn it on if he needed to, and but hard worker and showed that. I mean, just his career in ball, you know, shows you. I noticed that kind of going to the next level. The guys that were successful were the guys that were staying around, you know, working on it. You can have all the talent in the world, but you got to work. So, and he taught that. He showed that to us.
And I think a lot of what Jordan's taken from both Jeff and Tet was the way that they scheduled early on in the year. And you can kind of see that the way that they do in and out, like, was very reminiscent of how we did it. He took a lot of what was successful here and everything that kind of worked and just kind of copy-pasted, which isn't a bad blueprint to do. Like, like I mentioned the schedule earlier, where you're playing guys that are probably you're not going to see in 2A very often. And then, but by the time you get there, you feel like you're ready. Like, you schedule up and you go play, and then if you have young guys playing, those are some of the guys that, like, I remember when I played as a sophomore, I shouldn't have been out there, but I don't know if they had a choice. And then I go out there, and then we go to West Monroe, and I'm like, oh, shell-shocked for a second. And then, you know, Ted calls me over. He's like, dude, you know how to do this. You've been playing baseball your whole life, and that's all I needed to hear. But it's those type of moments where you kind of, you know, that I'm sure Jordan had and Marcus had and Cole had and Evan had, where you're just like, okay, I can do this. It takes one game, one moment to kind of click where it works. And then
as the family's walking out, Jordan is stopping every player. Take off your sweatshirt. We're going to look like a team when we get on the field. And if that's not Terry and Jeff, I don't know what it is. You stepped off the bus. The only person that had anything over their arm was their pitcher that day. I mean,
he's a little bit lax. At least you can wear it in the dugout.
Yeah.
It used to be one pitcher, and that was it.
That was it.
Well, I will say this, and me, I was a coach 25 years, and that's one thing too that I don't like about this next generation is stuff you're talking about. It's not all about looking like a team. It's all about comfort and this, that, and the other. And one of the things you guys were talking about on your show earlier, Lloyd was talking about, and this is what Evan was talking about with the work ethic for these guys. They have talent, okay, but if you don't put the work in, and the modern day athletes, especially in college and pros, those guys, they're not showing up every day. They're not putting the work in because they don't have to, you know. At least usually at this high school level, there's still some of that or a lot of that still around.
Well, where are you going to go?
Right, exactly.
You know? And I feel like that's a lot of, I don't know if it's like that everywhere, but certainly here with Jordan, like he has that old throwback mentality of, like Marcus said, even for, you can tell that he's Terry's son to even notice that, because I would have been in probably a burqa out there, like, what are you talking about? But like to even notice that, like that level of like baseball IQ, you know, where you get to that point of like, this is not, look at a Major League Baseball team. What do they look like? Yeah, and that's what he passed down to everybody.
They feel like they can beat you before the game starts with your
first
in
pitch.
And out, with your in and out, right? Yeah, absolutely.
And then
if he wasn't going to beat you that way, I can tell you one thing my dad wouldn't have absolutely loved about the turf is the the hard paint on the first base box. He was not a fan. He was not a fan. He was a lot closer to that fair line there.
Yeah.
That's where he stood for the most of the game. And a lot of these high school catchers didn't realize that you were supposed to not let that first base coach see what you had between your legs there, because for years and years, he would just tell everybody what was coming. And Evan, I bet you remember, handing pockets off speed.
Got him a scholarship.
You know, I mean, there was years. And then, it took me a while, and I think Lloyd has a story to kind of go off of this.
I think we have a miss. Oh, is that a Terry moment?
Yeah. That was Terry.
Arms out, put the hands on the. We had a miscommunication there.
Across there, and what he's doing is he's giving the player that did it time to grab their glove and get out of there as fast as he possibly can. Because if he makes it to the dugout before he does,
yeah, but poor
I'd be going.
But Coach Brad stopped him over here.
Yeah.
So now Coach Jordan's going to walk right by him. I'm surprised Drake's not like.
Dude, you got to go out to your position, cuz, and get somebody pick me up.
You'd much rather miss when we're away.
Oh, look, you got to cut him a look.
Field. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did he ever give y'all the whole? You're coming out, especially if you're in the field or even at bat. Did he ever just give you this and walk by and doesn't say a word?
I got it once, and it was actually against this team right here, my freshman year. Struck out, obviously.
Well, I think you were told to hit it to the moon.
No, that was a different game. But no, I had a bad deal my freshman year. If you threw me a curveball outside and hit the dirt, I was gonna swing at it. I just didn't have a choice. And
Jared Jones here,
freshman
Jared Jones.
Exactly. He's figured it out a little better than I have so far this year. But and I'm walking back to the dugout, and I've got the bat over the back of my head like this. And again, we don't have these beautiful dugouts that we have now. We had a Dixie dugout, and I brought it back in.
I like that Dixie dugout. I like chain link.
And I didn't even mean to, and I came down like this and just tomahawked the top of the dugout, and this place went silent. And my dad's like, "You better go." And Coach Adam, he wasn't waiting on me. Coach Adam was trying to get there, and he's like, "I think we know what that is." I said, "Yes." I was already gone, but
come on, Coop.
Get him.
Oh, good effort.
Way to play.
I don't think anybody got it worse than I did against this same Ash team, where I thought it was.
I think Cole's got you beat on that.
I don't know. Whenever I tried to take second and third against Ash, that was a pretty bad deal. It was a sacrifice. It was supposed to be a bunt, but it was a 3-1 count. And then I didn't look in. I just kept going. I figured he walked. It was a strike. 3-2. I'm still going. I go to third, and they think I'm playing hero ball. I just wasn't paying attention. Get thrown out at third.
I can remember another time my dad got upset, and I think it's probably one of the only times another team's coach has let.
Speaking of somebody that gets yelled at a lot.
Yeah. We'll let Cole get in here.
Yeah, we brought Cole Vanderleek. He's replacing Evan. So, were you the backup catcher or no? You just
the All-State pitcher coach. Watch out!
Oh, here we go.
I know what Evan's job.
Yeah. So, hey,
I saw it.
Hey, Evan. So, guess what? The pitcher always gets the attention. So we let Evan get the attention. Of course, he was a little earlier too, wasn't he, Marcus?
He was. Cole's got a dingle. Cole's got a lot of Coach Perkins in him.
Did Evan ever tell y'all when before we had buses to go to games when he would ride with Tet to the games?
No, we probably do need it.
Oh, man. I don't know if you have anything off the top of your head, but before we were in high school, your group, Lee, y'all would, what I heard is everyone wanted to ride with Tet. Everyone was like, oh, we're riding
one?
Yeah. Come on.
I can't remember who it was. Was it Karate that didn't get to? And it was a pout fest. And whoever didn't get to make it, you ruined their weekend. Wasn't riding.
You knew you were top of the heap whenever you were riding with Terry to the game. Like that was, you've made it at that point. So we kind of fight over it and draw straws sometimes, but that was the pinnacle. That was like the game ball back then, And if you messed up in the game, you might be riding back in a separate car, in a different car,
Yeah, with your mom.
But I mean,
because he wasn't gonna hammer you on it, but he was gonna drive it home all the way.
Oh yeah, you would hear about it in the stories he told, and that was the fun thing about those rides. I mean, we got to really know Terry, heard about the big leagues, made us all want to that's what we want. We want to be the next Terry. We want to be in the show because, it sounds like a blast. He took
minor league bus stories.
There's a lot of stories, and I mean, I'll just put it that, one that sticks out, and I probably don't, I'm not going to nail down the.
Let's remember that thought. If you
Okay.
would, if y'all can hear us, go ahead and hold the mic between the two of y'all, and that way Cole and you can talk. So, like I said, you guys can hear us, right?
Get your
Okay,
catcher
good.
right there.
Good. So,
Yeah, can y'all
here
hear
we
us?
go.
A couple battery mates.
So, all right, Evan, go ahead and
Yeah.
finish your story. I'm sorry.
No, but it was so one that sticks out. I want to say it was Jose Canseco got beamed one inning. They called down to the bullpen and tell Terry to get hot, and his whole mission was to beam the next batter up. And mission accomplished. He did it. And come the next day in his locker, there's a watch and a note from Jose, saying appreciate you, thanks for having my back. But that was the kind of stories we got to hear. The real behind the scenes major stuff. Day in and day out. How much fun that must have been.
Lloyd's been trying to get the exclusive on Mic'd Up with my mom on the Jose Canseco story for years.
It won't
She
happen.
refuses. But,
It won't happen.
She's got an arsenal of him because that man was something back in the day.
Okay, well, I should take the headset off of Lloyd and send him outside. But when I called your mom to ask, about family members and
I'd
stuff,
give this thing up in a second.
she said yes. She said, I want to give you my son Marcus. I want to give you his phone number so you can talk to him. But then she said, but there's this guy that played with them, and his name is Lloyd Courtney, and he's on the Jordy Collada show and Mic'd Up. And I said, yeah. I said, I go. Now, she didn't know what the UDL was, Lloyd, but
I don't think anybody did.
but
Slept in there.
I said, yes, ma'am. I said, I'm familiar with him. I said, so I called Marcus, but no, that story you told, Evan, I mean, that's awesome because there's not that in baseball anymore. And it's not that he was headhunting or anything. It's just respect. I mean, it's look, if you're gonna take, and that's also that's like that in football too. I mean, we were talking about that during some broadcasts that we were, in football, how, you put a little more into this hit or you put a little more into that hit. Nothing illegal, but it's just part of the game. It's one of those unwritten rules of the game.
To bring back the Cole story about it, it was kind of one of those unwritten rules that happened that night, and my dad kind of just snapped there for a second. And I'll be honest, it's the first time I've ever seen another team's coach let a coach get on somebody. But I think he was honestly just saving himself when a guy hit a little dribbler right in between first and second. I mean, it's on the line, and this guy just picks up his spike to take Cole out, just tries to hack him. I'm from center field coming that way already. He tried to take Cole out there, with a little high step halfway. And my dad is my dad's the first one to him, and he's just letting him have him. The coach goes to say something, and the coach just realizes the best thing he can do is get that play go because that wasn't going to be tolerated. And they had about till I got there because I was not happy either with the situation. But yeah, he when it wasn't baseball etiquette, he was gonna
Ted had a
do
good
it.
Bush League meter on him. He knew what was Bush League.
Yeah, he did not tolerate it to a certain extent, and when he went there.
Well, and that's the funniest part about it is because everybody knew who he was. And so if he comes out the dugout, especially in an area like this, they're like, what am I doing? I'm going to go toe-to-toe with Ted about this thing. I think he knows the rules a little bit better than I do. And if he's seeing red, I think he's probably right. And so I'm just going to get out the way and come grab my guy. But I felt like Terry split his eyes and saw both of them, and it could have been either one. It was like Rock'em Sock'em
Robots.
Robots.
He's got a problem. He would
it's all
have
good.
never done anything, but he was going to let him know that wasn't going to fly that day.
Let's talk about the nickname, Ted.
You're going to hate this. I have no idea.
Oh, no, hey, no worries. no. Look, hey.
Marcus, actually, I know the story.
Finally.
Well, this is what was told to me by a coworker that grew up with your dad, James. So apparently, this is how I've heard the story, that his older brothers and sisters couldn't say Terry when he was first born. They struggled with it, and Tet came out, and it followed him along. But it is also French for head. So that's the other story.
Big head.
That's the made-up story. But I think the true story is just from having older siblings, and that's what they called him, and it stuck from then on.
Yeah. Yeah, Coach Morrow that I called because I actually called Coach Morrow because he's a track and field coach and a legend around here, thinking to get some stories about your dad when he was involved with track and field, and and that's the first thing he said. He said, I don't know if this is what the story was, but he had a nickname named Ted. Now, Coach Morrow was probably 20 years older than your dad. And he's the one I was telling you that went and ate, went and ate lunch, at your grandmother's house and Cole's grandmother's, house and talking about it. And then, his dad's the one who has, helped with the muscadine vine that's at your grandmother's still.
Still there.
But yeah,
she
I was
hasn't changed either. She was arguing with the guy at the gate that she didn't think she needed to pay. I was like, nothing changes here. She didn't want to pay to get in. So.
Bring you some strawberries, though.
Right.
You tell her that Nick may try to get her money back. If not, we'll come up with it. How's that sound? But no, what your dad would probably be like, hey, it all goes to the programs.
and the more and more that, that's all he cared about it. It's honestly crazy how much he was here and how much time. Him and David Perkins remind me a lot of each other. The time those two have just given to this place is just incredible. It really is for both of them. Both of them played here. Both of them were pretty good athletes. And, they just both put a lot of time. You watch Coach Perkins at a game here, and, he might as well be the biggest mom right there because he's going to let them hear it and have it. He's into every pitch of every game. He's just a great supporter of this place.
Wants to bet 4-hole.
He actually, after he read this, for before you guys walked out for the ceremony, on the way out, he heard me talking about your dad throwing the discus, and he said that your dad still has the school records for throwing the discus. So that was good little input that Coach Perkins offered.
We all told him that. Record.
What's that?
Home run record. Right? We've heard stories of that weight room right there in right center just getting pounded every single day.
I did call my grandma this morning. I was like, do you have, any stories she wanted to share? Well, I know they had a little showcase out there for him in the field, and he hit it over the field house. And I'm assuming she's talking about the weight room, but I know he could get it over there because in practice, we at the end, every now and then we,
if
have
he was
a couple
feeling
good
good
weeks. He'd be like, all right, y'all want to hit against me for poles? And just depending on how he's feeling, the better he felt, the more we had to run because we'd run out of balls of him just still, 45, just launching it out. His swing never left him. It was incredible.
It's effortless.
Yeah, he did it to y'all, too.
Yeah.
He did it.
Lefty? Lefty, southpaw?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
No, that building out there, he hit
that's
it
what
clear
I'm saying.
over.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he did that right-handed, I'd be like, wow, but that's still a shot
We should have
left-handed.
asked him to do that. So but it probably would have done the same result.
Right.
We did challenge him to switch, and he still hit seeds both sides.
It was one of the most unbelievable things. Like, you'd see people that are good at baseball, right? Like, you've seen it from All-State, whatever, goes to college. To see a Major League Baseball player who not only got drafted as a pitcher, but to see him step in the batter's box, you're like, oh, this is different. And he's 45 years old. And it's like, we have no chance. In genes. and first swing.
Yeah,
that's something that it's innate. It's talent. It's unbelievable.
The way he could get the head to the ball, it was just. It was. I always wish that he would have just tried a little longer to go and play first base in the pros. He almost became the DH and for the Florida Marlins.
Okay,
he was their best DH, and he got called into the office one day, and they said, "Look, I can't explain you getting out in a critical situation. I can explain anybody else, but I can't get in front of anybody and be like, yeah, we had our pitcher as our DH, and he,
let me
hit
do
a
it.
shot.
We had to show Otani here.
That's what I was about to say.
Otani here, man.
No, he could stroke. He went to college as a first baseman.
Well, and they have that in the write up, which is But my question was, or my next question was going to be, because I don't know if it was Coach Perkins. I think it was Coach Perkins may have said that your dad's first AB in the National League, he got a hit.
Yeah.
Is that?
He still hit it.
Yeah.
They weren't messing around. He could still hit it. It was impressive. I can remember. It must have been freshman or sophomore year. We had a couple guys that I think Jordan might have been on the team at that time that were arguing about, well, if the ball's way over there, like, why would you need to swing it at a hit and run? He said, all right. He got up there. He said, I want you to throw whatever you want. and I'm going to put the bat on it. I mean, there was balls out here, and he didn't miss one of them. Every one of them, he fouled off. He's like, yeah, I can sit here and foul everything off. I mean, it was incredible. He's like, so you swing. I don't care where it is. You better
can
at least
touch
try.
it.
You
Right,
can
you gotta
touch it.
That's what's called hit and run.
Did you do that to y'all?
I don't remember that, no, but that sounds about
Evan
right.
was tamping when this was going on.
Yeah, I was probably, yeah.
Well, we had Tom Boucher on earlier, who's the voice of the Menard Eagles football team. Also, he's done some soccer for us. He's done some softball and some basketball. And he was telling us a story whenever they played Dixie, in junior high, and he said that his coach called a fastball and your dad jacked it, and he said gone. I mean, no chance at all. I mean, it was just gone. So the next at bat, he calls a fastball again, and Tom goes, Tom's catching. He's like, no coach, no coach, no coach. So finally, after about 3 times, the coach came out there and he said, Tom, why aren't you calling the fastball? He said, Coach, he said he hit the first.
The other one still hadn't landed.
Give him the fastball. So sure enough, gave him the fastball. Boom, gone.
That's not on me.
And then a total different story. It's just neat the way this has all worked out.
Oh, no, Marcus has got a great story about, if you talk about calling pitches, there's a time or two where Terry may not have been in the game, but also was in the game, if you know what I'm saying. And Marcus, this one's for you. Whenever he would maybe call a couple pitches where he shouldn't have been, but he would still do it.
I mean, he was, again, standing on first base right there, and he would, is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we touched on it a little, but, I mean, it was every pitch. He always wore a sweatshirt unless it got real hot, but he used his hands. If both his hands were in, it was a fastball. One hand out was a curveball, and then if he crossed his arm, it was a changeup or, something like that. And then, Evan, I'm pretty sure that's how he called pitches for y'all, too, a lot of the times.
It was real simple. Because,
he was sitting on a bucket.
Attention span.
He would sit on a bucket, and he would use his feet and his hands.
Yep.
Cross his legs.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
Yeah, that
fastball.
was-
Put a hand in the pocket. That's change up. And then he'd be like, inside. He would just tell him where it was coming. I mean, but he was so ahead.
Low effort on the signal call.
Yeah, well, I mean, it wasn't a challenge he used to just make some pitchers, some batters dance up there because he could really call his own pitches up there.
A funny little note on that is I'm the only lefty batter of all of us here, and there were, sometimes us lefties were like, shoot, what do we do? So
You were blocking the signals.
Here I go. I step in the box a couple of times. I act like I'm paying attention, then just kind of try to peek to the right over to set on. And so I tried a few times.
Cole's the only left-handed high school batter I've ever heard complain about being left-handed.
Right.
He was also legally blind and still batted 500.
No, but our baseball coach when I was at Bolton, and I call it the old Bolton because we were very competitive in everything. First thing he does, he gets the 5-gallon bucket of David sunflower seeds and dumps them in the dugout, sits on the bucket, and he's doing all his signals. And the whole time, talking about pitchers, talking about and the whole time it's all about his feet. If his feet's together, it's a fastball. Crosses his feet, it's a changeup. Has one foot in front of the other, it's a curveball. And he's doing all these signals, and they could never figure it out. But,
Coach, if you were to talk about a time like that, we never relied on Terry more than when you got on first base because Coach Adams was motoring through him. And Cole missed the signal one time, and he does the slow stroll. Adams comes over the slow stroll. Cole's, I don't think we had the HWA to get out of there that quickly. And he's like, I missed it. He's like, what do you mean? He's like, I can't keep up. He just totally told the truth. He's like, I can't see what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. And he's like, just ask Terry. And then so Cole would be on first, and he would just lean over and listen for, am I stealing? Because he could run. He's like, is it a hit and run? And he would just have to ask. At that point, it's like, we're all just going to ask.
Cole may have broke Coach Adams on that. I think Coach Adams finally slowed down. He's like, he's not going to get
we had a time where he's
Coach
bunting.
Adams was a magician with that thing.
Oh, my. He was
trying to fool us.
He had to practice. There was just no way he didn't.
I've never seen someone dance
through
in
the
the
ball.
Yes, sir.
Oh, come on, break that
we go.
tie.
Oh, he's up.
Got Guillory coming around score on that single by Nate Bilbo, and your Eagles go up 1-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
Wow, okay, excellent.
So Cole, what grade?
Turf monster.
Timely hitting.
Yeah.
That was one of them right there. Hey, what was it?
we all sort of
Pitching,
graduated
good
together.
defense, and timely hitting.
Yeah.
I was 2010 with these guys.
Okay.
Cole's our ace and our quarterback.
Oh, okay. So
and blind and an engineer You got a real enigma over there that just kind of like Ripley Van Winkle. He lived a million lives.
Man, I'm 2010. I was class of 1995. Menard didn't even have a football field whenever I mean, you guys had the field here, but there were no lights or no bleachers. So they played at our stadium. They played football at Bolton. They played on Thursday nights. We played on Fridays. But so yes, this area had this complex has come a long way. Talking about your dad and the signals. Okay, what's probably one of the I know you talked about I know Evan talked about the hitting, falling up and hitting. Looks like that one's just going to be a long out. That's all right. So Eagles take the lead here in the bottom of the fourth inning, 1-0. We're going to go to break here and kind of regroup. You're watching Menard Eagle Baseball on 446 Sports.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
This is why Cole's late.
And we're back at the Eagles Nest, and we're on time, unlike Cole.
Never late, but always on time.
Cole's a close second with Adams and Poles because of his tardiness.
Better late than never.
Yeah, but his brother that is not here, he's probably on his way, but he might make it tomorrow.
Give him a little story about that.
I don't really.
That's his life, Cole. I mean, that's a biopic.
We're in the top of the fifth
How's your
inning
arm feel,
here.
Lee?
Felt like it did last week.
Yeah. Hey, Lloyd, close that door right there, if you don't mind. Get a little breeze come through. Colin LaRue still on the mound in the top of the fifth here. Your Eagles went up, now lead 1-0, and we're visiting with the Marcus Mathews and some of his teammates and his. Oh, let's see this play.
Got to make a play here. Round it.
Come across. Gavin. Oh,
that's all right. Eat it.
It's a long run. So unfortunate there, but we have Lloyd Courtney, we had Evan Soche, Cole Vanderlick, and that's
the crew. And you, star of the show.
I didn't know if somebody else snuck in behind us that was going to be on the show, but
not gonna lie, if you fell down at that chair, I might have let it happen. I put a hand down.
I will say this: excited that you guys took time out, to do this. I know this is, something that's bittersweet, obviously for you guys and Marcus. I know when I first talked to you last week, Marcus told me, Lloyd, he said, I really don't know how much I'm going to be able to talk about it. And we talked, and I said, if you give us, 5 minutes, or if you stay the whole night, I said, this is going to be about your dad and your family. And, man, this is –
we're rolling.
And yeah, and you talked to me this week, and you said, man, he said, I think Lloyd and I could take the broadcast. And this guy all mic'd up yesterday said, I'm going to make my play-by-play debut.
Did he talk me into it? I was ready. I was trying to hype myself up.
So
Mikey and Jerry were getting pretty good.
Yeah. Which I'm glad Lloyd's actually
let
here.
The chair fall.
I'm glad he's here because he has pushed the buttons a few times. But no, man, this has been a fun experience. I will tell you this.
Get rid of it.
Got him there. Gavin Hilton there to Drake Aldridge for first out. Runner advances to third.
And the only reason I said that I would take on the play-by-play is Marcus goes, if you put baseball in front of me and I'm watching it, there's no way I can't comment on it. And I was like, all right, if it gets to that point, he goes, I haven't watched a full high school game. And he goes, there's no way I won't talk about it. And I say, all right, we can get into that too.
No, that's what it's about. And that's what, and like another thing, I want to thank the parents and I want to thank the players who are on the team, who are playing, for allowing us to take this time to talk about stories about Terry. And this stuff it's going to be on YouTube and Facebook. So it's everybody can go back and watch. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at 446 Sports. This kid behind the plate, Ben Wade.
Oh, he just got a comment from Soche who I've never seen. Oh, he compliments his wife.
Hey, Coach, what we got right here? We got 1 or 2 outs.
Is it? Oh, it's 2 down. Okay.
I was about to say.
Okay. Now I know where I am. It took me to the 5th inning, but now I know where I am on here.
This is a big moment, by the way.
This is Cole's big moment of the game.
That is. How clutch can we be?
So yeah, no, we're here, and we like I said, we appreciate the families, the Menard baseball families who not only allow us to do this. Nice pitch. Ooh. And that's
Look, now we're getting into baseball. It got tight.
That's what it's all about.
Menard's got a lead. We're hanging on every pitch.
So, but no, this is like I said, this has been a great night so far, and it's still early. One thing I was going to tell you was Jordan, he's chomping at the bit to cut it up and talk to you guys.
Absolutely. I'm saving a couple for him.
Yeah,
me and him do owe an apology to my dad that we'll have to publicly do for something we ragged him about for years. So we'll save that for when Jordan gets on. It was a big shot off of him by Mark McGuire, but we'll go into a little more detail with Jordan.
Yeah. And he's been, nothing but, he's just been so courteous with his time. He's been courteous with giving me, the contacts for you all. I want to thank Danny Clear, who's usually on the call with me for allowing us to do this, and him.
We got a ball game, boys.
Yeah. Sometimes you, like I said, sometimes you just tip your hat there. That's the leadoff batter, Jackson Ross, who singles in number 8, Matthew Crenshaw.
Timely hitting.
Yeah, Cole, that's the thing, huh? Timely hitting.
He's a pitcher and a hitter, so he knows both. It cuts him both ways.
All right, so of the 4 of you, who was the better hitter?
Marcus.
Ooh,
Soche was before our time, but that guy could hit the school from here. Legends.
There's at least one memory of Marcus that might put him over the top whenever we played your alma mater, Bolton, where it got into a bit of a pimp job off. And
y'all came in real bush league, and like my father raised me, I was not going to tolerate it that day.
And I think Ted said, "Go ahead and give him all you got."
Yeah.
And Marcus airplaned down the first base line, and then maybe into second base. He made 180 feet just driving the jet pilot by himself, and it was as electric as I've ever seen this place. Where it was.
We can set it up a little. So we're playing, and y'all show up in white, and I'm like, that's not going to fly. We're not changing. We're wearing white. And
see, this is what he remembers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I remember the entire story.
Coach's kid, man.
So we get out there, and we're drumming y'all pretty good, and it's like 12-0 in the second or third, and y'all got a guy that we put in a young guy pitching, and the wind's blowing out to right a little, and
I don't know if he's ever hit one before.
Hits a pop-up that barely gets over, and he stops and points at it. And I'm coming up first, and I'm like, I feel bad for your guy. And as soon as I hit it, I just put both hands out and
just
jet the
plane.
direction all the way until the umpire was there, and he caught me at second base. Was like, "You have to stop." Like, all right.
He was one step short of Pedro Serrano, just taking the bat with him.
Yeah, you're not going to show my guy up down 10.
Nobody
That's
needs
just
you
not going to happen. Yeah.
So what did your dad say about that?
Oh no, he loved
he
it.
gave him free reign.
He loved it.
He was okay with that.
I was talking to Evan about it during the break. My dad didn't do it often, but every now and then he'd almost give you like his finish on a home run at first base, and he'd kind of just give you the one of these, and that meant that this was
a beautiful lefty finish.
This was probably the time you need to try to send one here, and I know he did it to me 3 or 4 times, and I can distinctly remember hitting one out all 4 of those times, and I'd be like, "Why don't you call it more?" He'd be like, "Why don't you just swing that way more?" I'm like, "Look, we got to come there." I think.
And it was, Marcus mentioned that, and I was like, well, as a matter of fact, he did, and I probably accredit a lot of home runs to that right there, that confidence you get, when Terry's telling you, you got this, you know, it puts it in your mind, you visualize it, and, it happens.
He might have done it to you 4 times over your career.
I got none of those. Never got the one to let it eat.
He had to know that it could happen, too.
Know your personnel.
It was probably the wind.
He was giving me the, hey, lay it down.
Lay it down, yeah. It's all about the situation you're in.
Or the player you are. Know your strengths.
We're having technical difficulties with our FlexiScore app with the scoreboard. What you see on your screen, it's 1-1 actually in the bottom of the fifth, and we'll keep you updated on that one. But so talking about hitting, they're saying Marcus was the best. Are we talking about average, or are we just talking about overall? Who had the most power between the four of y'all?
I mean, I got to go to Grandpa here. I mean, he's got that dad strength.
Different errors,
you know.
He had the drop five.
He had the drop fives, you know.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up, too, because that was one of the things I had a note, but I didn't. We played with -5. Okay, y'all call it drop 5. Okay. What was the biggest? Did y'all ever have a -5, or did y'all – it was always -3? So you really don't know the difference. But
yeah, it was always -3 for us. I'll say that I think we were the end of the good.
I think we had him in like 5th grade.
Right, but when we were seniors, we had like right before the BB Core era. Like, so we had some pretty hot bads, the XO, and then a couple stealths that were pretty hot. We actually had our own Jobu that got stolen out of the porch.
Oh gosh!
Right before the playoffs, and there was a lot of accusing going on in that place. Who took it?
Ripped the locker room apart.
We did. I mean, yeah, it was.
Yeah, we had a -5, and we had a freshman that came in, and he brought in a 33-28. And the only reason I'm telling you this story is because Julio Ortiz.
Yes.
Julio was our best pitcher at Bolton that year. I mean, it was my senior
Cutters?
year. Yeah. It was my senior year. He was a sophomore. And Coach Breland said, I'm not going to say the kid's name, said, hey, get your bat and go. And because he said he could hit with it. He'd hit 14 or 15 bombs out of Ben Bradford.
Oh.
So he can swing a size 33.
Water tower power.
So he says, Julio, go to the mound. He got it. First pitch, okay, the ball's in the glove before he even swings the bat. So after about 6 pitches, he hands Coach Breland his bat and takes a 32-28 or a 32-27. And he finally fouled one off. So, but yeah, I mean, I guess that's just something that we were just fortunate because, man, I swung a 32-27. And of course, I was a lot smaller. Exactly, I was a lot smaller then, obviously, and I batted left hand. I was number 2, and just the bat speed and man, swinging a 32-29 would probably be like swinging a telephone pole.
Hey, while
you were probably 34, 31.
Julio, he was the truth in high school as a pitcher and everything.
We've only heard it from his
Colt
side.
like to fact check him. Yeah.
Look, let me tell you something.
Love the guy.
We shelled him in BP.
Let me tell you something about Julio. Okay, we went to the state semifinals my senior year. Okay.
Oh, we know.
He pitched well. Okay. Well, it's true. It's true.
Oh, that's all I wanted to know.
It is true. Okay. And we didn't make the finals. We lost 4-3 to Woodlawn, and we didn't make the final because he ran out of gas.
I said, if I remember, I think he pitched every game going in. Right?
He pitched 6
I think he
games.
was a workworse.
Yeah. Now, granted, there was a lot of times there were 3 or 4 days. Get down, ball. Get down.
Wind.
But
we're not in Houston.
What do you mean too high?
Yeah. So, but no, he and to be honest with you, he was our best hitter too that year. Him and Briggs Sadler, our leadoff hitter,
Don't cut
probably
yourself short.
Probably the average. No, I will say this: I batted right-handed my junior year, and Coach Breland saw that I would leave this right hand, there, and I would just swing with one hand. We were playing wiffle ball in the gym, just clowning around, and we decided we were just going to clown and hit opposite hand, and I was hitting, and he looked at me and he said, hey, so that year, I went from I batted 225 and got DH for at the end of my junior year to batting 296. I know it's not a great high school average, but my senior year batting left-handed. But
you're technically a switch hitter.
And that's right. That's right. But no, it was, and that's the little things about baseball that can really make a difference. And that's why I like, get out of here.
That might get out.
That's gone.
No.
February.
Give me the drop 5 again.
Hit that in April.
Yeah, -5, that would have been out of here.
Yeah.
Heavy air.
That was a good swing. It's probably the best swing we've seen tonight.
It was. So, all right, so 320, 320 and 3.
It hadn't changed.
320, okay, 330, okay.
We're not sure if those are accurate.
Y'all haven't talked about our favorite home run we witnessed in our high school career yet, huh? Or is that's in a couple innings from now?
I don't know if we're running out of time.
The man, the myth, the legend, Lloyd Courtney.
I was trying to say, I was fortunate not to have the BB Core.
So, I guess it's late enough in the game we can talk about it. So my dad was a resource officer at the school. My dad also could not work computers at all, but he did love Ken Ramsey. You remember Ken Ramsey back in the day of the power ratings? So I think he caught us an early break in the day. He's like, "Hey, get me on Ken Ramsey. I want to check our power ratings." And it's the Friday of prom.
Marcus says early break in the day. He just pulled him out of class.
Yeah, well, no, that was he pulled us later in the day. I got him on Ken Ramsey earlier in the day, and he'd spend him all day. And about 1:15, I guess all three of us in the same class. He calls down. I was like, "What is this about?" Like proms, and I was like, "Oh God, he's gonna give us a talk." You know, we got a big game tomorrow. We're playing Tioga. They're number 4 in the state. Number one in the state.
4A.
Thank you, Cole. And he sits us down. He says, "Guys, I'm looking at it. Kind of like our draw if we lose tomorrow." He's like,
music to my ears.
He goes, "Y'all go have a good time." We're like, "All right."
That was already on the docket.
Yeah, we're like, "Okay, well now we're free." It's kind of like, "Hey, you got the green light. Let it rip." And I'm 90% sure that none of us went to bed that night.
Oh,
We
my
played
gosh.
Tioga at 10:30 the next
After
morning.
party was at my house.
After party was his house. And,
I couldn't drive.
no, we got him there, and we get up there, and for some reason we're telling him, like, "Do not throw Cole." Like, I've been with Cole all night.
Oh, hold
Like,
on. Hold on. Let me back this up. So before we even we hear that it's going to be. The game was supposed to be at night, and so we're like, "All right, y'all are good. Like, we'll be fine. Even if you lose, it's not a big deal." We go to prom. Coach Terry is there. Coach Julio is there, and they meet us at the gate. Like, I'm telling you, they were like, they knew we were all going to be rolling together, and they go, "Boys, bad news." They moved the game up to 11 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Oh, wow. Great play there by Gavin on the right there for the first out of this top of the 6th inning.
Oh,
He did hit us with, "It's still okay. We're still fine. We got to be there. We got to be there."
And so we're like pale white as soon as he says, because like, "Coach, we're already halfway in the bag."
He's
like,
pale white. Is
No,
that possible that
this
he's
was a Christian
pale?
school. We couldn't do
Yeah,
that
yeah.
before.
Whatever. The teacher had the breathalyzer upside down. I remember that. But get going. So we're like, "Oh no, we're gonna have to figure this thing out. What are we gonna do?" I have the after party at my house, and he goes, "Boys, let it eat tonight."
Yeah,
We're like,
yeah,
"It doesn't matter because this is like you said, the Bush League radar was at past 10, and so we
The
tear
last
it
game
up.
of the year before we went to the playoffs.
Yeah, it didn't matter, whatever. And so we tear it up that night, and then we go into the next day. Like, we all wake up feeling
We're
fine.
all, yeah.
Feeling fine.
We're still going. I mean, I don't think we went to bed. I really don't remember going to bed. I remember
I
we
slept
were
on
at
my own
another
ground.
house, and we were like, "We got to go get Lloyd and a couple of the other players over there." And we roll in at 10:35 to this game. They're like, "Just get there." And we get in there, and they got their ace. He might have went on to play. He threw pretty good, 85, and he was bringing it, and Tioga was ready to lay it on us. And
they knew what they did.
Yeah, they put it together, and
we
just sat there and drummed them. And I'll hand to God, Lloyd, every night that we'd come up here and hit, at the end, we'd stand Lloyd on second base and soft toss him to see if he could hit it over. He never did it.
Couldn't do it.
And we got this guy, 5A guy, Ace, going, bases loaded, got him kind of working in the 4th, and Lloyd drops a bomb on him out of left field for the only time he's ever
Here
left
at
the
Ward
yard.
9. I mean, here at Ward 10. Here?
Tioga. at
That's
their
how I was
place.
at Ward 10.
He let it eat right there, and we win the game 12-0.
Oh,
and the
no,
parents, we
no.
smoke them.
I was a triple shy of the cycle that night. I didn't even take BP, Coach. I was laying down with my wrist taped, and Coach Terry takes one look at me, and he goes, "If you want to finish this off, you're more than welcome."
Well, I know, just two great strikeouts there by Cole and LaRue. We're going to we're going to stay here, but we're going to go to the bottom of the 6th inning, still tied 1-1. All right, finish your story.
Yeah, so this is pregame. When we get there, probably 15 minutes before, I got to tape my wrist. I feel like I feel good, and then it starts to hit me the night before. And so I'm in there, and Coach Terry takes one look at me and looks at Chris Roy, who was playing second behind me, like he was the next guy up. He goes, "You better start getting hot." And I just look up. I go, "Coach, I'm ready." And he's like, "Put him in for it." He goes, "Put him in for an inning, see what happens." And I kid you not, first ball hit right to me.
A mile
high, and like infield fly, and I just go, "Oh my God!" Like audibly, I saw 3 come to 1, caught it. I was like, "Oh, we're gonna have a great day today," and that's all it took. And then to put a little like a bow on it, Cole was actually like came out the dugout And when the base was like, we need one here. And I was like, I don't even know what that means. But
How about 4?
So it happened. One swing, close your eyes and swing real hard, kids. That's the only lesson
I
I
was
can
on
give you.
second, and I almost didn't make it home. I was laughing so hard. I just couldn't believe it. We've been waiting to see it for 18 years.
That explains a lot of stories. That right there goes back. That explains a lot of stories that I hear about him, in the mornings when I'm listening to them talk.
No, I'm not saying he couldn't hit. He just couldn't get it out.
Couldn't get out that gap to gap guy. But to put an even better twist on it, Coach Terry was obviously coaching first. And when I tell you I was running as fast, like I knew I hit it hard, and I was like, I've never hit one out, so I got to keep going. And I'm running. I get probably to where like the baseline splits, and Terry goes, "Why are you running so hard?" I was like, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "It's gone." And I was like, "No way!" I thought he was messing with me. I was like, "Why are you doing this right now?" He's like, "Slow down." And I was like, "I don't even know how to do a home run trot."
Yeah.
Lloyd said, "I thought last night was my favorite night ever."
Oh gosh.
You were worried about Lloyd, huh?
Yeah.
Shout out across the river.
Oh, that was actually my favorite ballpark to play in. I played left field
Me
out
too.
there. And
No,
come on, ball.
That last
No,
one didn't have it. That
dadgum.
one ain't got it.
Need a little wind here.
I did not look at the wind this evening, but it's blowing in, isn't it? Looking at the flags, yeah, it's blowing kind of this direction. So we need some base hits here.
I got a good random Tet story if you'd like.
Okay, yeah, I like Tet stories. Let's just make sure that we keep them PG-13.
That's as good as we get. That was as bad as that was it. Some say I did hit for the
those
cycle.
are the only Tet stories. They're all good. They're all. All right, so it was either sophomore or junior year, and our district was not very strong. So I was pitching that game, and it was one of my first, I guess, district games to pitch, and so I was probably a little nervous, I guess, even though the competition wasn't very fierce. So I'm taking me a while to find the strike zone, honestly. I mean, I'm walking.
The only way you could lose this team is if you walk everybody.
Exactly. Everybody in the stadium's thinking, like, what the heck's going on? Like, can't you just throw it over the plate, man? And, I'm sweating over here. What's going on? And I just hear from the dugout, "Come on!" And I look over, and Tet's just looking at me like, "What are you doing? Come on, man!" And I'm like, "You're right. What am I doing? Get your head out of your butt and throw some freaking strikes." So yeah, Tet knew when.
He didn't even waste the mound visit on you.
Yes, he knew when the right words were. When you have to, kind of encourage someone, talk someone up, or sometimes when you need to say, "Dude, what the heck are you doing? Just freaking throw a strike."
I think that's what the great ones do. And that's what the great ones do. The great ones, they know exactly when and what button to push, And, of course, we could talk about, coaches that have come and gone, for some of our favorite, from our favorite programs. But the great ones, they know, hey, it's time to whisper something in the ear,
Or
hey,
yell it from the dugout.
Or that, because it just takes different people and different things. And, but that's a great story.
Plenty of times,
He would take it a little further, though, because I would venture to bet that was the last time that Cole went onto the mound without a little something kind of underneath his belt to make sure he wasn't sweating too much. I think he fixed him up after that start.
Oh, it was probably after prom. I've never seen a man so sweaty in my entire life. This is during warm-ups. He was drenched, and I think it might have been a little, "Hey, how you doing?"
Look.
Hey, I saw that a college team that happened to this past week, maybe a day or so ago. A pitcher got ejected from having something in his pants and some sticky, and man.
Yeah, it's the major leagues now that they check them whenever they come off the mound, unfortunately. But no. So here we go, pickoff move there. But so talking about your district and different things. What has changed, or what do you guys think about the split? They still do the districts, so they're it's Pickering, it's Avoyelles, it's Glenmore. Now Glenmore's come up, so it's pretty much probably the same district type until you get to the playoffs. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, I like the old way. I understand both arguments, but I like the old way. I got a guy listening right now that is shaking his head. He's a Winfield boy, and he ain't happy about me talking about this. I can guarantee it right now.
Well, Winfield and Manny had a lot to do with
yeah. They're not happy with me right now. I guarantee it. I say I haven't kept up with it quite close enough to know exactly how much it's changed the game or changed any of the championships. I don't know well enough.
Yeah, but I was just, like I said, I didn't know how much you guys followed. I know Lloyd probably follows a little closer because of, the work that he does.
That's where you get me wrong. That's where I think that was my greatest asset was whenever we went to these West Monroes or like Dutch towns and played all these teams in 5A that had won whatever. I was like, where are we? I have no idea what we're doing, who we're playing, and I would just go play baseball. So I don't think it's the best mentality to have, but whenever I knew our district was a little weak, and that was obviously another, bag of worms. Whenever we were playing, it was like we got to get on the bus, and it was more team building than anything. Like get out of there and get home.
I mean, a lot of the times we'd play. I think 3 of the teams we played double headers just to knock out 6 innings and go home.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
I think it's better, at least for them, at least quality opponent right now. I mean, Manny was the only team that I feel like ever really gave us a run.
Yeah, we lost the streak there.
Yeah, so that that's one of the things too, but the reason I'm saying this is because the team that beat Menard in the championship last year, St. Charles Catholic, and like the football power, I mean they're kind of like that in baseball as well. So that was that's just one of those things to where.
I think that's who we beat.
Mm-hmm. That's what I said. We got one on them. I guess it's 1-1.
Oh, okay.
Best of 3.
I got you. Well, that's good. So, but the thing about it is here, it wouldn't matter because, Menard's a select school anyway, a private school anyway. But now in Rapides Parish, with it being open enrollment, all the schools are select. So, for example, I cover Alexandria football in the fall. Oh, come on.
Oh, he's got it. He's got it.
Mm-hmm.
Safe.
Yep,
let's go.
Good job.
Oh.
Good job.
What'd you got on that catcher throw, Evan?
Pretty good pop. I respect that. That was pretty quick.
Hey, I don't think that was on the catcher there.
Oh no, I would say it was a good throw. Socha used to go straight from the knees. It didn't even have to pop. He would just go hand to hand, gone.
It depended on the runner,
What Terry told me.
I love the back pick though. I tell you what.
You invented
What do you mean by back
I've seen
pick?
one here, and I mean I'm missing it.
Wait, can we
I
talk
was gonna
about
bring that up. I used to dream about that in junior high. I could
Well,
just see a back pick today. I'd be
Me
the
and your
happiest
brother
kid
had
ever.
some signals, and before him, me and Matt Karate, we were on the same page.
You almost got one.
Yeah, almost, yeah. But we were always on the same page. We knew, okay, that's a step too far. Here it comes, next pitch. But that was always, that's a good feeling when you get somebody getting a little too confident on you, and you can come back behind them.
I'll say one thing that my dad probably taught Evan that he wishes he never would is that you could hit them if they were in that baseline.
Oh.
And that was Evan's favorite thing to do. That if Evan could drill that person, they didn't run in the baseline. I mean, most of them didn't make it to first if he hit them. He would just square them up in the back.
That was an easy out for me.
He was
dirt ball and they're in the baseline. They're gonna feel it.
Hey guys, let's go ahead and take a break. You're watching Menard baseball on 446 Sports.
and was playing cup ball.
This month, as we gather with the ones we love, let's take a moment to give thanks for the blessings in our lives. When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust those who care about your family as much as you do.
I'm Jason Hawk, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm here to help you protect what you hold dear.
Whether auto, home, or life, have peace of mind knowing that your family is covered today, tomorrow, and for years to come. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Yes, sir.
And we're back at the Eagles Nest here in the top of the 7th inning. Cohen LaRue still on the mound pitching the gem of a game here. And his counterpart, Clayton Doyle, is up to bat, and he's had a great game as well. So we were talking about Winfield, and one thing I'm gonna make your Winfield friends. I'm gonna make them feel good. Okay, my senior year, which 1994 football season, we go 9-1. Fortunately, Winfield was not in our district. We lost to Winfield. I don't know if you guys remember Anthony Thomas.
I was about to ask that.
Anthony Thomas.
I didn't know him, but they've taught me a lot about him.
Yeah, Anthony Thomas was. They went 10-0, and like I said, fortunately they weren't in our district, so we were able to win our district. But yeah, we went 9-1, and Anthony Thomas was an absolute beast, and went on to play for Michigan and then the Bears. So let's give Winfield some props there. But no, talking about. Cole saying you ventured into coaching a little bit as a CECP, or were you at the school?
I was a math teacher at ASH, an assistant baseball and football coach.
Okay.
Gave it a try, and no, I enjoyed it. It was great.
Yep.
My man, Coach Tomlin, also as good as it gets.
Is Tomlin? This is just me. Is Tomlin probably most popular for the picture of Warren Morris after the home run? And Cole knows what I'm talking about.
Incredible.
You guys, y'all may not know. Y'all are young. I don't know if you guys know that one, but yeah, he went on to be an assistant. He was an assistant at ASH when I played, and he went on to LSU and was there. And I'll tell you a story about Warren Morris.
I've got one about him and Dad as well.
Okay, well. So Coach Breland would always tell us. Warren was 2 years older than me, and Coach Breland would tell the incoming freshmen, but he would tell all of us just to remind us. Warren struck out 2 times, according to Coach Breland. Oh, here we go, Drake. That's all right there. That's all right. But Warren struck out twice, okay, in the 4 years. He started all 4 years, struck out twice, and one was his senior year. He said, Coach, it was 2 inches outside. 2 inches outside, okay. So Coach Breland looked behind home plate in the crowd, and there was Cheetah Dubrock. There was, I'm trying to remember.
Alexandria Mafia.
Oh gosh, Coach, I can't remember Peabody's coach. There was, Coach Rachel. Coach Rachel was there. So after the game, Breland walks up to Cheetah and Alfred says, "Hey, did y'all see Warren Struck? Yeah. Where was that pitch at? Oh, here we go. Let's get this double play here. Oh, nope. Sorry,
That's all right. Take what you got. Take what you got.
They said Coach Breland, that pitch was 2 inches outside. And, I mean, that you're talking about the difference in your dad making it to that level is stuff like that. In high school, he was like that. In college, he was like that. And, of course, and to be honest with you, I thought he got the raw end of a deal when he was in Pittsburgh, Warren, that is, because the new coach came in and brought in his second baseman. So tell me your Warren Morris story.
It was actually when Warren was in Pittsburgh, and Dad and him, they were going to play against each other that day. And there was a couple busloads of people there that were really excited about it. Dad's out there, and he might have been struggling a little bit, and he didn't get a call, and Warren's on deck, and he let the umpire have it and gets tossed right before. Everybody's like, what are we doing here? My mom was so mad at him. Like, she never cared when he got kicked out because, I mean, she's been kicked out with him before in a couple of my games, so she's not scared to let him have it either. But, yeah, everybody's just like, what are we doing? I remember it was a very quiet car ride home. We thought we were getting a limo, and then they show up in a limo van, that's not. And I was like, "Where's the limo?" They're like, "It is not the time to talk about the limo."
Your mom was telling me downstairs that y'all would take plane rides.
Oh,
make a play.
Oh,
not a baby.
Great play.
Stud.
Great play.
Makes up for that first play there. So we're going to go into the bottom of the 7th. We're going to keep it right here. We're going to go into the bottom of the 7th inning. We're tied 1-1, and see if Menard can't win this one in the bottom of the 7th. But oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
Never late, but always on time.
We have Coach Julio Ortiz showed up.
The closer.
Man, talk about. So, if we talk
can I
about.
get Julio and Cole on at the same time? I got to let Julio know.
Oh, absolutely. Take this thing from me.
Hey, Julio, take this one.
Cole, put that headset on for us.
All right, so the aforementioned Julio Ortiz, now known as Coach Julio Ortiz, has just joined us in the press box. And you know the old story, Marcus, that your ears are burning. Somebody's talking. Your ears must have been on fire.
Man, they were burning.
We've been talking about you. It's been a lot of good stuff, believe it or not, Julio. And I did, for the record, verify everything. Well, I'm not going to say everything. I verified most of the stuff that you told them whenever you coached them, about whenever you were a player.
Nick was giving you your props, and Cole just wanted to make sure they were right. Was he actually really good?
I said,
he sure said he was, but was he? Was he?
Look, I'm almost positive it was all factual I gave you guys. I sometimes try to give you extra motivation.
Well, I was telling about the Woodlawn game. And, matter of fact, something I didn't tell you, and I think it was, remember we had to play at Peabody?
Yes.
Because something happened with Bringhurst.
Oh, Cheatham Park.
Yeah, because Bringhurst was our home field. And if I'm not mistaken, did you hit a home run that game against Woodlawn, or was it the quarter? Okay, so we just, was it 4-3?
4-3.
Yeah, so, and like I said, he just ran out of gas, and it was a great run that we had. But, so yes, Cole, so most of the stuff that you see, that's Nate Bilbo, who's up the bat right now.
Yeah. Hey, Julio gave me his old glove.
I sure did.
For my pitching glove.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Love you for that, my
Cole,
man.
where's that glove?
And
you were a lefty?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And also my curveball, the OS special, thanks to my guy right here, the Ortiz special. That thing would bite. So, yeah, if you're not familiar with the OS, he doesn't just give that away for free. You gotta put in the time to get
Cole
that
definitely
kind of
had to earn my trust to get that. No doubt.
Yeah, and Julio is assistant coach for the softball team and offense coordinator for the football team here at Holy Savior Menard. Oh, I'll tell you, we just mishit a few here, but it's it's one down here in the bottom of the seventh, and
being here with you guys brings back old memories.
I was just thinking about, Jordan told me about, they've kind of struggled with errors, and I was thinking, man, it's probably time for one of Julio's Icy's parties for that infield, huh? We were trying everything at that point. Like, look, infield's got to get it together.
Icy party.
He had them. He had them all. He had all the infielders, Indian style, out here with Icy. It's just, guys, we got to catch the ball here. I don't know what we're doing here,
man.
And we turned it around there. But,
where'd you come up with that one?
I think he was out. He was at the end.
It was one of these times where it's like, what can I do to get him motivated? I mean, obviously, getting on to him didn't work. Told Coach Rigo at the time, and say, listen, man, go buy me 8 ICs from the Chevron. And we'll just sit around, we'll have a little powwow and enjoy our ICs. And, I think after that we kind of took off and, we figured things out.
I don't know if kids can appreciate ices anymore like we used to. Nothing like a mixed Coke and strawberry icy. So, but
that was a team meeting.
Oh gosh, no telling what Lloyd puts in his icy. So, no, but so Julio, coach these guys. Come on, get there, Gavin, get there. That's so Gavin Hilton with the first runner on base, one out here for your Menard Eagles in the bottom of the 7th inning. Hey, got to have base runners, and here we go. Cooper Scott up to bat, who's been one of the hottest hitters thus far in the season. So let's see if Coop can get him around and win this game. I will say this. We were talking about Julio, earlier, and quarterback. He was a good quarterback too.
I was about to ask you if you had to say baseball or football. What legend is louder?
Oh,
with
legend.
Julio?
Well, legend. I would say baseball legend.
Yes.
For that year. But look, we went 9-1. Oh, here we go, Gavin.
Yes, sir. Trying to end it right here, boys.
Yeah. For sure. But I will say we went 9-1. That year, and he didn't throw the ball to me as much as he did somebody else. So I should talk bad about him. But no, he was good, and we came off a season before we were 3-7. So, which we were 9-1 my freshman year, 9-1 my sophomore year, 3-7, and 9-1. So he had a lot of pressure, but we did have a lot of seniors that year, and actually one of the parents of a player here, Donovan Davis, his son Asher's on the team. Donovan was our leading receiver, and was a tight end, which with our offense, that was the main. He was usually the primary receiver, but no, Julio was a very good quarterback. A little different because wasn't used to catching a left-handed throw, but it didn't take long. But, you're talking about legends. You remember Coach Perkins, Alex Perkins?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I was a soccer goalkeeper, so anytime, somebody wanted to try to catch, it was usually, hey, Nick can catch it. So we're sitting there, and Coach Perkins, nobody could catch Coach Perkins, and he would make you put your helmet on because he would throw it so hard. He was a Grambling State, just won all kinds of awards. He threw the ball to me, and I caught it. But the only reason I caught it was because it hit my chest, and I kept both hands on it. I get back to the locker room, and you know how you tie the strings? All the ones on the left side of my chest were cracked. So I had to get new shoulder pads. But no, Julio was a very good quarterback as well. So Julio, what years did you coach these guys?
Well,
intentional walk here.
Wow, that's awesome.
You came in our sophomore as a assistant.
It was a junior, senior, I thought.
It was,
he was an
sophomore year.
sophomore.
Oh, yeah.
Because I can remember all football season. We just came off state, and we were just all so fired up about baseball. And
well, I'll tell you what, remember that story. I know why they intentional walk. When you're the batter who just had somebody intentional walk, a little more motivation, right, guys? Case here, they walk coops, so it gives you a little more motivation to make something happen here, right? If you're the guy who they just decided to pitch to.
Dream moment right here.
Yeah. So, all right, finish
City
your story.
rival.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I can remember just us building up baseball, and we didn't start off too great. And he's like, I thought y'all said this was a baseball school. I thought this was a baseball. We were better at football than we were at baseball.
Wow. That sounds like a Brownie Parmy.
Oh, yeah.
that sounds like our old.
We weren't 7 games of the season. He's like, I thought we were better than this. I thought I came to a baseball school.
Yeah, it was definitely an honor to coach these kids, man, and then especially coach alongside Coach Terry. Man, some amazing years, and to see where this program's at now, and obviously it's all the foundation was laid before I even got here, and it's nice to see this continuing for sure.
Now, did you coach Jordan or no?
No.
Okay.
I came in, as a matter of fact, the year after they won the state championship.
Okay. I guess that was 08?
08.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I think the 07 class.
So 7 class won the championship?
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, then so. All right, so. And then once again, you and Cole and Lloyd were on that team, and Evan was before that team. Like you said, he laid the foundation. Oh, man. Oh,
you had to hit him up with that state championship ring, didn't you?
Man, oh man, man.
Cole, where'd you pull that out of,
gosh.
man? You had that in your back pocket?
Wear it for special occasions.
Oh,
he can't find the glove you gave him, but he can find the ring.
Well, that's okay, man. That ring is more valuable than that glove will ever be. I promise you.
Well, I will. I'm going to try to give Case the moment here.
Absolutely.
But you want to talk about state championships? I mean, of course, at Bolton, I went to state semifinals in baseball, state semifinals in football. Never reached the top of the hill. My oldest son, wins state in track his freshman year. Boy, he doesn't even want a ring.
Wow.
I said, son, do you know what that? Oh,
Get
boy,
there.
boy, that's
he was
aggressive.
there, too.
That's aggressive there, but there was 2 strikes, wasn't there? Yeah. So it's 1-2, so he's got a swing there, but yeah, that one he did have it. Gavin did have that one stolen, but like I said, that was too close to let it go. But yeah, so
Sometimes
Cole
just sending him there keeps him honest on the mound. You got a little more to think about here.
for sure. And Clayton Doyle is the pitcher. This is his 7th inning, so him and LaRue have pitched 2 gems for their teams tonight. See what Case can do here. See if he can put this one away.
Oh. Too close to take.
Yeah, unfortunate. But let's see if Carter can pick him up here. Carter's the one that his last at bat, he's the one who took it deep to left field. But hey, we don't need anything out the park here, Carter. We just need something between the lines in the grass.
Yeah, that second baseman is giving him a hole there. You can put something through right there, and that's ball game. I think you might want to shift over a little. I mean, I guess you need 2, but that guy on second's pretty important.
Should be, it's 2 outs. We have 2 outs here right now.
Strikeout, that's 2, yeah.
There we go.
I would not be shaded right there.
And anything in the hole, Gavin's fast enough to score unless, something, because anything hit, he's going to be moving. So I'd like to see Carter, put this one away. So and then we can get Jordan up here to talk
Absolutely.
about this. But yeah, this has been a great ball game. The company's been great. We've really enjoyed it. Appreciate you all watching 446 Sports. Go to YouTube, go to Facebook. It's free. All these broadcasts are free. Subscribe to it, share it, like the post. We'll be doing all of Menard's home baseball games and hopefully some playoff games. We also have other high schools throughout the area that we were on over 300 broadcasts this past year through 446 Sports. So just appreciate you guys tuning in, watching us. Like I said, hopefully this will be the last at bat for Menard with the victory here, and then we can get Coach Jordan up here and really enjoy the post game. But so
he sleeps, and then as soon as he's recharged, he goes until he doesn't. Yep, he's we call him Teal, but it's Terry Allen Mathews II.
Okay, sister was on the mound with
no,
you?
those both my sisters. Molly and
Okay,
Megan.
okay.
Wife's
Sorry,
got
didn't
work
mean
no. Wife's got work, and she's got the 4-month-old at home.
Oh wow! Well, hello back home. Appreciate you.
Thank you
sharing
for letting us get over here and do this tonight.
Yeah, appreciate you sharing Marcus and Terry Jr. with us tonight. But what an occasion! What a night! Great baseball game, and that's all we can ask for. So, and where do you live now?
We're in Broussard.
Okay, Broussard. Oh, it's a nice area.
Yes.
So, actually, you work for one of our advertisers, Mr. Shelton.
I do. He is here somewhere. I think he's got a boy on the team that has been getting a couple innings here as a freshman. I know he's excited about that. Jordan's very high on him. Thinks he's going to be a good strike thrower. And I said, throw strikes. They're going to put you out there,
Yeah, and like I said, Broussard's a very nice area, and a lot of what you see here in Broussard is common now with all the turf and stuff. Let's see what Carter can do here, Marcus. Come on here.
Oh.
Get out of play. Get out of play.
This guy's due to bounce one and get the guy to third soon, huh? He's been worried about the guy on second. I just overgripped on here.
A 2-2 count here, so won't be off running yet. But and like I said, this is Clayton Doyle on the mound, who's had a great game for the Trojans. He's given up 1 run and 6 2/3. And I was just we'll watch this pitch, and then I'll tell you guys about. Good eye there.
There we go.
So now we get a start. Now the runners get a start.
Right here, baby.
So now Julio, as the coach, will you think about a pickoff here or no?
No.
You just focus on the.
That's
focus
right.
on the. Yep.
Focus on the hitter.
That's it. Because that's the only one that can hurt you right now. That's right. Okay. 3-2. So this is interesting. Hey guys, one thing, if you can hear me, Coach LaRue, who's the pitcher's dad, he has jambalaya. Of course, you can see it right here. I haven't even eaten mine yet. He has plenty down there. Please, Julio can vouch. One of the best jambalayas. He says he's from south of the four-way, which is Crowley, Eunice area, and he's got one of the best jambalayas, and he has plenty down there. So please I may try to see if we can't get some up here, here in just a few minutes, hopefully after this Menard victory. Here's the pitch. Come on, Carter.
Oh.
That's all right. Dug deep there. That's all right. We're playing extras. Hey, we get to tell more stories.
To talk about.
So, anyway, let's take a break here. You're watching Menard Eagle Baseball on 446 Sports.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
And we're back at the Eagles Nest here in the top of the.
All right, make a play
8th
here.
inning.
Make a play here. Make a play here. Big throw.
Oh,
Evan.
Yeah, Evan. He was in
Hey,
there?
that's one that we need. We need the instant replay, right? See where if he was inside the.
Oh, he was.
So it looks like a runner on first for the Trojans there on this
Jordan.
bunt for a hit. So I agree. I think he should have been out there, but
Yeah, he was inside the line for sure.
but the plate umpire has to call that one. So we have number 17 here, which is Caden Eckstein, the second baseman for Alexandria. And on first base, if I can see number 1, who is Jackson Ross, leadoff man. He's had a good night. He's had a good night at the plate. So he's been on twice. And in this game, base runners have not been aplenty. Oh, here we go. Let's get the out there. That's all right. And Cohen LaRue still on the mound here in the top of the 8th inning. He's pitched to Jim. It's good to see this. He's kind of struggled to start the season, but he was their number 2 last year. Their number 1, Prejean, is actually at Meridian Community College, and Cohen had a very good record last year and was the 1-2 punch that brought him to the championship game. So
I think
good
Georgia
to
had
see.
19 shutouts last year.
Yeah. I mean they were very good. So here's the pitch. So we have Lloyd back on the mic.
I'm back out here,
All
but I
right.
can pass
And
it at
Cole?
any moment because I do feel like we have a rules expert on that bunt where he got pegged on the inside line, but Evan Soche made famous on this baseball field,
That
where
would've
he
been
immediately
one
goes,
that
"He's
would,
out." He didn't even have to yank him. We might have seen the Terry special there.
Yeah,
Back in the day.
that wouldn't have been a good one.
Closer.
Man,
Mic closer. There you go.
Would you
I'm not used to
argue this
lefty.
may be his best outing of his career, possibly?
I
this
don't know
pitcher?
if it's. I don't know. He pitched some good ones last year. I'd have to talk to his
he had
dad.
several
but
shutouts. I
but yeah,
believe.
Hey.
yeah. No,
He's dealing.
He's been very good. Like I said, he just kind of got off to a little slow start this year. But I tell you, this has been a pitcher's duel for sure.
He's got it.
got
He's
that?
got it. He's
Yes,
got
sir.
it. Hit that cut.
Hey, guys, here's the famous Coach LaRue jambalaya I was telling you guys about.
Take one, pass it
Thank
down.
you. Yeah, Bobby, if you would just.
I know
pass it to
Evan's
me.
hungry.
Thank you, sir.
What is wrong with you?
Thank you.
You're not Jesus. I mean, you don't have to do the whole 40-day Lent like that.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Bobby.
Cole's got a cheeseburger in his pocket.
Good pitch there. Good pitch there. So that makes it. What's the count here? Is it 0-1 there for this new batter who is number 3, the 4-hole batter, Joseph Bayon. Oh, well, Nate, that looks fair.
There you go. Yep.
That's a tough
That's all
play.
you can do there.
You're waiting. You're waiting for the umpire to call a foul too. So now runner on first and third, with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. Who we got up here? Number 21 is Braden Rachel, the catcher. Looks
This
we
is
have a
high-stakes
utility
baseball,
runner
boys.
Here, courtesy runner here for.
You're gonna try to set something up for.
We got nobody hot in the pen.
That's why I said I feel like these pitchers may be one of their best outings, just because the ASH 5A opponent and the stakes rivalry.
There we go.
One
much better.
run. I mean, I can't say enough about these pitchers, honestly.
Cole's gonna write the storyline for you now.
Here comes the
that's
timely
good.
hitting, though.
Hey, no worries. That's good. I'm glad. And of course, Cole would be talking about the pitchers, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
That's part of his shtick. I'm seeing. So, but no, you're right, Cole. They have been. And hey, anybody eating a jambalaya? Have you tried any jambalaya or no?
Coach, I'm so locked into this baseball game right now. If
Okay.
you could eat at a time like this, you don't have a pulse.
Oh, wait. All right. That's why. Hey, mine's still sitting here, Lloyd.
I know.
Mine's still sitting there, brother. So, but no, here we go. Runner on first and third, 2 outs. Let's see what LaRue can come up with here.
The guy at first is going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he don't matter.
You know one thing? We weren't talking much about this game until now.
Yeah.
Now it's
Oh, no. Yeah, you got a bunch of whole.
Everybody's
Yeah.
quiet.
Yeah.
Everybody's quiet here. You know we're all.
No,
we're all ball players. You know that we're all cheering for the.
He would
good
much rather
pitch.
us be focused on this game than
Oh,
focus
he'd be
on one
livid
more
at me
home
in the
run he
dugout
hit,
right
you know?
now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he might not be in this game anymore after that first base deal there. That was something he would get on.
Yeah. So 1-1 here to Rachel. Come on, Coop. Come on, Coop. Come on, Coop.
Got it. Oh, what?
What a play.
This kid's a stud.
I think we might have to go back on that play of the game.
I'll tell you what.
I'll give it to him now.
No replay, nothing you can do about it now.
Cooper Scott with the web gym there. What a catch to keep this game tied at 1-1. We're
What
going
a
to the bottom
moment.
of the seventh.
That was
When you
two
want him to come
scoring right
up
there.
and bat
When's
right
prom?
now. Is he coming up? I think
They're
he
going to be
just
talking about
got
that
out
in
here.
Ash's hallways tomorrow.
He's not getting banged. He's not going to their prom.
Yeah. Drake Aldridge coming up the bat first baseman and Cohen
Oh, new
LaRue.
pitcher?
So
No, same guy?
yeah, no new pitcher.
Oh,
yeah,
see,
yeah.
you got the eye.
Yep, new pitcher number 17, who is, man, Lloyd's making me do my job now. Actually, it does look like 17. There's no name on the roster, Lloyd.
Oh,
so don't
well,
get
let's
mad
check
at
him.
me.
Let's check him. Hold
Don't
on.
get mad at me. So, hey, this is what,
Everybody just drive in?
is this Danny, the guy we were talking about earlier from Little League Baseball? Is this
Oh, Danny Almonte.
Yeah, is this Danny Almonte? He's come back. He's come back.
That touches Julio's heart.
Oh. Oh gosh. So, yeah, I wonder how many people are listening who might be Googling who that guy is from the Little League World Series. But man, this has been a great night, guys.
Oh, we got him on the fritz.
Rattled.
So, well, he's mad because Coop robbed him. You know, that's who was up the bat, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
You put him on the mound after that?
No. I will tell you, they pulled the Eagles. The first 10 teams that they faced were in Sulphur last year. So we're in the semifinals or the finals. So
That sounds very familiar.
So Drake Aldridge up the bat here. Let's see what Drake can get, how he can get us started. And we appreciate you all at home with allowing us to talk about the.
We'll see if Jordan goes with Dad here, because you bring a new guy in here, he's probably going to make you take two, get one here, just to make sure he's going to find the plate first.
Okay, that's good stuff. Good stuff. Makes a lot of sense. And Drake has been very, very hot to start the season as well.
Yeah, you definitely have to tell him. Good take.
Let's see what, no,
On him?
Oh,
No,
you,
sir.
you passed that thing down.
He didn't even appeal, but yikes. But hey, that's part of it.
Right now you're ready.
0-1 count here to Drake.
34-31.
Wind's blowing in though.
Yeah.
That was tagged.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just.
So you got to wait till April.
Yeah.
Bro,
I loved it.
I will
Julio,
tell
you
you
and
this.
Coach Adams would be so mad right now. So many fly balls.
If this would have been
Line
Tuesday,
up.
this would have been Tuesday night. Tuesday night there was a 20-mile-an-hour wind blowing that way, and Louisiana
different
weather.
game.
Oh, Louisiana weather 2 days later, and we have a 10-mile-an-hour wind blowing just the opposite direction. See what Cohen LaRue here can do.
Need to get somebody on base, get a little pressure.
I would take again. I mean, it looks different from the guy they were throwing earlier. He was going a lot of heavy off-speed early.
Yeah, and he was throwing a lot of curveballs as well. And this looks more like just a heat here.
Looks like he just gripped a split.
You would know.
Marcus used to sleep with a tennis ball between his fingers.
Oh, it was a softball called The Legend Has Grown.
I wish I could remember what pitcher my dad played with in the pros that told me to do that, but I don't think he meant at that age. But yeah, I could almost get. I could almost get two baseballs in there.
Marcus walks around with fingers like this in his hand, or what, the left hand like this. Yeah, what's going on here?
It's a deformity. It looks like a crab claw.
I'll tell you what, though, that curveball you threw to first pitch was your dad would be proud of that one. That was a good pitch there.
We need to get the gun on that thing. I think it was at least over 70.
It might have hit 50.
Julio. Oh well, he
saw it from the back lot.
Sunday night at the coaches show. I'm talking to Julio, and I'm telling people around, about how he pitched. And first thing Ben, the catcher, says, "How fast you throw, Coach?" I don't know if Julio could hear it. He said, "Hey, Julio, when Ben asked you the other night, how fast you throw, Coach?" And Julio was like, "Man, we didn't have guns."
Yeah, back in them days, scouts were running around walking with radar guns. But Donovan Davis, I can say, attest to this. He had to wear 2 batting gloves.
Yep, that's a fact. So, and I was
They call
telling
that gas. Dang.
Good eye, good eye. Yeah, Julio, I was telling the story how Jimmy, and I think I said it Sunday night the other as well, how Jimmy Brax came in and with a 33, 33 bat. Coach Breland said, Julio, go up there, and how he couldn't even get the bat around. So that was one. Matter of fact, Julio ended up using that bat towards the end of the season.
Yeah, he got a little dose of reality.
Maybe the Wendell. Nope.
Dad would always still swear that, the radar guns weren't the same, but he swears that nobody still has never thrown it as hard as Nolan Ryan used to throw it. He said that was something special back then. He said he wished they had guns like they do now just to see how consistently he stayed as high as he did. Pretty neat thing for my dad. His first save was actually Nolan Ryan's 310th win.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool. He actually still has the ball, or we still have the ball in the little frame deal with him.
How long before you kind of got mesmerized by that type of stuff?
Just being at the ballpark.
Well, the memorabilia, I guess. Seeing stuff. I mean, as a kid, you grow up. He's your dad. I mean, is it?
Yeah, I mean, I was more just mesmerized by being there and like just the access we had and stuff. I mean, the memorabilia was cool. I mean, I was actually looking through the bats earlier. We had a Roberto Alomar, Rafael Palmeiro,
wow,
Chris Hulls.
Oh, Terry would have stepped into that one.
Oh, well, no, that was still great for him not moving. That was beautiful not to take a step.
So he doesn't have to move. He's in the box.
No,
He's part of the field.
Yep.
And
if you move though into him in the box, you just can't move.
I got you. What?
Coach Terry would have been having backpedal.
Yeah. Well, the problem is Terry would have been on first base.
That's what I'm saying. He had a backpedal to get back in the box.
He had to get to the box.
But I think Cole and I have the same story. You can take the lead on this.
Just us growing up with Marcus, it was like going upstairs to their place, going up the stairwell, watching Terry's pitch sequences of different pictures, and then, getting into that main room, it was like heaven. Seeing all those jerseys and the bats and balls and everything. So, yeah, that sticks out definitely every time we went over there.
The thing that I knew where Marcus was cool was when he thought it was just normal. We walked in there and my eyes and mouth were just wide open. I was like, wait, what is going on in here?
They're not touching the bats and I'm up there swaying and I'm like,
Marcus has an old stadium seat from Texas Rangers, like the ballpark in Arlington. Absolutely. And then he had a faux, not even a faux, he had a real Florida Marlins locker in his room. And we were just like, who has this stuff? And he's like, oh, I don't know. I think everybody had this. Like, no, dude. He has a picture of him and Ken Griffey Jr. dapping up whenever he's 3 years old. You're like, oh, this is normal.
And that's why I asked the question. That's like I said. That's why I asked the question: is when has it hit you yet? Has it? The memorabilia part, seeing the stuff that, and I'm not talking about just the locker and the chair. I'm talking about like how have you? I mean, has it hit you yet about what your dad? I mean, I know you know what he accomplished, but when you see stuff like that, like your son, when your son gets older, what's the first thing you want to show your son?
We've already shown him some stuff.
So he sees it. Okay.
See, these Mathews got the elephant brain.
My mom actually did a really nice room of kind of some memorabilia stuff in her house, and he was kind of looking at the pitch sequence and telling him that's Pawpaw and all that. So he loved it. He was excited to come to the game today. He didn't know where he was going, but we said game, and people were going to be there, so he was in.
Michael Henry up to pitch for Menard. Cohen LaRue, after 7 innings of one run baseball, he gives away to Michael Henry. Okay, finish your story.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, he just maybe a bat, one that he actually still has that, me or Jordan didn't break. Jordan was like, hey, do you have any more? I was like, dude, I think we broke them
Oh, my
all.
gosh.
Yeah. And he didn't have many, but,
Right.
I mean,
Right.
Me and Jordan would go play in a lot of those wood bat tournaments, and, what you buy off the rack ain't what they were swinging. So, I mean, he wanted us to have,
Talk about a heavy bat your dad had.
Yeah, that sucker, yeah.
Coach, I probably swung that thing 3 times in the cage. It's like, I'm not cut out for this world.
Yeah.
Talk about a drop one.
Nah, yeah, he had a 34-31 and
Wow.
half, maybe. Yeah,
Wow.
It was a.
Hey, he got it
was
from
a
Babe
head-
Ruth's
it was-
locker.
It was a stick. It wasn't tight. It was pretty level throughout. He just wanted to get the head on it for sure. We actually still have his old high school bat. We never hit it because we just thought we would shatter it. It was one of the old Easton's. maybe the Black Magic. I can't remember which bat it was. We still have that upstairs. The big bat we have is Brian Downing. 36.
Yeah, that telephone pole.
It is a log.
How do you even get to that point where you're like 36?
And Dad swears that he would crowd the plate thinking they were going to get inside on him, and he would just drill it down the third base line. He said, I don't know how he did it, but he could get it around.
See, that's the baseball stories that I really enjoy, and that's the stuff you can sit around the ballpark and just listen to. And but 36,
it's a lot.
Gas.
Michael Henry's on fire. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the 9th inning here, man. And we're going college. We're going Major League Baseball here, huh?
It's only fitting.
That's right. That's right. So looks like this might be a pinch hitter if I'm not mistaken. What's his number?
I'd imagine.
Yeah, he's swinging a 31-28.
Yeah, I don't think he got the 36 out.
So, that's another thing too.
Whatever works.
That's another thing too. The wooden bats. I mean, Marucci is now in. I mean, can you imagine somebody like your dad, how strong he was if he had the modern day?
Let's get
Come on,
to it
Coop.
again.
Come on, Coop.
Oh. Get him. 2 outs. You got to make that. Oh, now we got to.
Hey, that's good defense back there. Everybody backing each other up.
Yeah,
That's a
Nate
tough
backing him up
call
over here.
No, I mean, I think I make that. I mean, you
Let it
got to take the
bounce.
chance. No, I love what he did there. I mean, you get out of there, he's probably about to come back up.
Well, the great thing,
Yeah,
too, the
tough
ball was
choice.
kind of fading away, so you knew it wasn't going to go very far, after it hit. So Menard's pitching coach here, Brad coming to talk to Mike, just trying to tell him, hey, it happens. Let's just worry about what's in front of you. Let's worry about the batter.
The conversation would normally go here from
Oh, that makes even
from
more sense in
Dad
the
is
world.
The guy at second can't do nothing if you get this guy out at the plate. Just get him out right here and go to the dugout.
Yeah, 2 outs here in the top of the 9th, and 9-hole batter Nate Oney is up, third baseman. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Or Danny Clears tell me. Good work by Danny, and appreciate you being here and giving up your headset to hear all these stories. Good pitch.
And that
paid outside the corner there.
That's what I'm saying. He was throwing absolute heat. There's no reason for him to be rattled right now. That was a do-or-die ball that could have got him out the inning in less than, 12 pitches?
Right. And it came off the outside of the, it wasn't a great hit that he gave up either. So here we go.
Oh, perfect. Candy Sunday.
There we go. So Colin LaRue to Drake Aldridge there. We're going to take a break. You're watching Menard Baseball on 446 Sports.
This month, as we gather with the ones we love, let's take a moment to give thanks for the blessings in our lives. When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust those who care about your family as much as you do.
I'm Jason Hawk, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm here to help you protect what you hold dear.
Whether auto, home, or life, have peace of mind knowing that your family is covered today, tomorrow, and for years to come. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
And we're back at the Eagles Nest here on the campus of Holy Savior Menard High School in Alexandria, Louisiana, for your Menard Eagle baseball team coming up to bat at the bottom of the 9th. We have Jay Guillory up to bat. What a what a story you were telling me, Marcus. Let's go ahead and tell them on the air what the last story you were just telling me.
So we started talking about the minor leagues a little bit and just how crazy some of those stories can get. And so being from Louisiana, you go anywhere else, they want to know, do you have a pet alligator or anything like that? And my dad was like, "No, I don't have one, but I know how to catch them. Like we've caught them before." And two guys, I can't remember where they were from. Well, we want to catch one, so he told them what to go buy, told them about where they needed to go, and they went and set up. And it's like the fourth inning of the game. Dad's not even into the bullpen yet, and game warden walks into the dugout.
Oh no!
And is like, y'all have got an hour. No, Dad was in the bullpen, and they come to the dugout, and they're like, whoever caught that alligator needs to, y'all got an hour to go let it loose.
Straight to the guy from Louisiana.
And no, well, Dad's in the out, so they got to go run out to the bullpen. Dad's got to go leave the game and go cut this alligator loose to come back to the game. I don't think he pitched in it, but he had to go let an alligator loose that his teammates had caught in the middle of a minor league game.
Only Louisiana, and of course he's in Florida, so I mean that's probably the only other state. Well, I will say this, guys: if Jay gets on, if he gets on base here, he can fly. Jay Gill can absolutely fly, so it'd be very.
They're overpopulated in this area.
Yeah, let's see a ball on the ground.
Oh, nice, Cole. Way to mush it.
Cole, we have what we call announcer's jinx. Last year, the first guy, I'd never done this before. Last year, I'm at a Grace game. My wife works at Grace, and Doug, our founder, he says, "Hey, man," he said, "you want to call the game with me?" And I'm like, "Really?" And he's like, "Yeah." He said, "Chuck, his anniversary, he's out of town, so I'm calling the game, and I'm just having a blast and everything." And in the fifth inning, our pitcher, he had a no-hitter going, and I didn't know. And I said, "Man, how many hits has Canyon given up?" He said, Doug says, "Get down, ball. Get down." Yep, goodbye. So
this netting is where you can barely see him. You got to get down to make sure you can see him in here.
Nate Bilbo with the single to right field there on.
Cole's just living in the future.
Gavin Hilton, yeah, that's right. So no lie, okay. Matter of fact, it's on 446 Sports. You can find it, okay. He said, "Nick, I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to." Next pitch, tink, and before the ball hits, I'm like, "Oh crap!" And he never recorded another out the rest of.
So you took the loss home.
Oh man, I mean it was not good. So, oh yeah,
They're children.
So maybe Cole.
There we go.
There we go.
Get down, ball.
Station to station, timely hitting.
Was that Lloyd or Cole?
One and the same. One and the same.
So yeah, here we go. Cooper Scott up with the chance to put this game away. One out here, and Gavin doing his little dance over there.
Marcus, what's he telling him?
He's telling him you hit that ball between the second base and then the first baseman. And it's
He's got the best walk-up song of anybody here. Bought me a red. I mean, that's from the 90s, Coach.
Apparently, you don't want to meet this guy in the A gap, is what I hear. So let's see if he's a little better at
going.
That's right. See if he's a little better at timely hitting, game on the line.
You just want to see how long we can stay because you don't want to score and keep jinxing everything, or what?
No.
We've gambled with Cole for a long time. This is about the timeline it goes on. Let's go to the 12th.
Right. So this guy's first team All-State linebacker.
Yep, and actually was a running back for him as well. He had. I was telling them, I don't know if you were here earlier, but against Houma Christian in the playoffs, first round of playoffs, he breaks one, and he's 25 yards from scoring. And the guys chase him. He just kind of turns and starts laughing at him and pointing at him, and then just takes off. So very good athlete. Mom's a educator. She's a new principal at Bolton High School, and he has a 30 on his ACT.
Wow.
So very, very smart young man as well. And Cohen LaRue, who's on the mound, has a 31. And actually, if you
they changed the test.
I thought 21 was good.
I cheated on that thing.
Yeah. So yeah, they and Doug, our founders, are going to do a story on them. We recorded and interviewed them last week, and it's going to be on our website soon, 446sports.com. So
cap it off with a walk-off.
That would be great.
Oh my God, Cole! But
Julio
just passed along some information that you might pitch around this guy and get him to a spot where you walk him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big baseball brain over there that I'm going to rely on.
Yeah.
Did I listen to him very often? No. But that's my fault.
But then you put the win and run just 90 feet away.
Yeah,
that's right. That's what was That's what was told. That's what was told.
1-0 Julio.
Yeah, that's what was told. Is you're not going to give him anything close, So,
His quads are unbelievable.
But that pitch right there, the story that I heard about your dad, where he had 4 home runs against Pineville,
Yeah.
and 2 of them they were balls. 2 of the 4 that he hit were out of the zone, and he just stepped.
I know I was asking my grandma if that was the same game or he had another game where he already had 1 home run and they went to intentional walk him. In the first one, he's like, that one might have been close enough. The second one, he hit out of left field. Oh, we had 2 outs.
That's not deep. That's not deep.
Oh, Coach, I'm going.
I don't know. That's not very deep, guys, with that win.
I don't care.
So,
I thought we had 2 outs. I was looking down here.
Yeah. All right, Case. Here we go. We got to pick him up here. So, 2 outs now. Runner on first and second here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Case Butterfield up to bat. So, need a key hit here. Carter Marcantel and X mark on deck circle. And I want to apologize to our sponsors. Hadn't been able to mention them as much as usual, but in the circumstances with this being
I'll catch him on the way back tomorrow.
That's right, with the event tonight.
Lloyd said he'd cover them all tomorrow
Cover
morning.
them all tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you going back tonight for the show in the morning?
Oh no, I got the reprieve from the 7 to 9. I think he's like,
my
I don't want to
gosh.
see you, which is probably how he really feels.
Yeah,
but we'll be on mic'd up. I'd love to talk about this.
Oh, that ball's gone.
Ooh. Hey, kick one to third. See.
For you all that may not know, Lloyd is
Jordan's getting fired up down there. He wanted him at third.
That's who I learned from.
Yeah, Lloyd is on the Jordy Collada show. That's on the New Orleans Football Network.
Yeah, we just passed 100,000 subscribers. They sent us a plaque and everything.
Yeah, a 446 shout out would be nice, Lloyd.
Oh, we'll do that.
And then also the producer of Mic'd Up, and also a personality on Mic'd Up with Jay Mitch and Mikey Matuk. You guys may know Jared Mitchell and Matuk. But I liked it the other day, excuse me. He was talking about, I'm a big soccer guy. Of course, I played multiple sports, but he was talking about Mondo being in there with some of the famous soccer players for the athlete of the world athlete of the year. So that was
it's incredible. You don't really realize how international sports are because we're kind of in our own pocket of football and baseball and hell, even in Alexandria, you're covering. I mean, we're hanging on every pitch for ASH Menard, and it feels like I'm in the game.
Yeah, I know. And I'm so grateful that Doug has allowed us and came up with this.
Yes, let's go. Run it.
And here we go. Here we go.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
And the Eagles walk it off here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Case Butterfield with we're gonna say.
And now we get a happy Jordan for the end of the show. Yeah. We get a good post game with Jordan.
Butterfield.
That's why you have turf.
Scores Nate Bilbo for the 2-1 victory over the Alexandria Senior High Trojans. So what a night. We're going to go to break, and we'll come back, and we'll talk a little bit more with the guys, and then we'll have Coach Marks in here. So you're watching Menard Baseball on 446 Sports.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pineville.
There are some things in life you can fix, and some things are better left to the professionals. When your vehicle has transmission problems, what will you do? Go where you know.
Go where you know. Certified Transmission.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Time for our red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
This month, as we gather with the ones we love, let's take a moment to give thanks for the blessings in our lives. When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust those who care about your family as much as you do.
I'm Jason Hawk, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm here to help you protect what you hold dear.
Whether auto, home, or life, have peace of mind knowing that your family is covered today, tomorrow, and for years to come. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
At Certified Transmission, you can count on our certified mechanics with over 35 years experience to get your vehicle fixed right and get you back on the road.
Got transmission problems? Go where you know. Certified Transmission.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world.
All right, we're back at Eagles Nest for that fantastic finish there with your Menard Eagles coming through with the clutch run in the bottom of the ninth inning to win. So, Danny, what's the numbers look like?
So, final box score is had Menard with 2 runs on 4 hits, and they had 2 errors. Ash had 1 run on 6 hits and 1 error. Michael Henry gets the win, comes in the top of the ninth. Pitches to 4 batters. He gives up 1 hit but 2 strikeouts. And the walk-off for, was that Case?
Yeah, Case Butterfield with the hit, and Nate Bilbo's scored a run.
Yep. So, yeah. So I'm sure that this is exciting for them to win their first game like this. But hated to go to the extra innings, get the arms, use the arms, but they needed the win, and then, boy, it was a big one.
Yes, it was a big win for sure. And boy, exactly what they needed going into Saturday, and it wasn't easy. Clayton Doyle from ASH, pitch for pitch right there with Cohen. Cohen, he didn't get the result, no decision, but what an outing, for him. The confidence builder back, just to, these are the games that you look going forward and you're like, man, that was a big one. That was a big one.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, what an amazing group of
that
guys.
was fun listening to all that.
Of guys, and they're going to go get Coach Jordan and hopefully come back and Coach Jordan will do a post game with us and talk about Terry and some of the things that he was that meant to him. Jordan, he smiled ear to ear whenever he heard that we were going to do this and Marcus was going to come up here and some of the former teammates were going to be here and everything. Want to thank Chuck, our executive producer, man, for sticking with us and doing this, allowing us to do this, with his extra equipment. The on-field camera work with the ceremony was amazing. Having the extra headsets for us to be able to talk and communicate with Cole, Evan, and Lloyd and Marcus and Coach Julio, coming in, and of course Chuck and Tom. The stories that they've told us, over the night, it's just been a lot of fun. This is what high school baseball is all about. Like Marcus said, this is the type stuff that his dad would love. A game like this, to where you come through and you win. So, and man, here we go. We've got the man of the hour joining us right now. So,
Get you guys up here in a minute. But, grab a headset.
Oh, you want?
They'll come. No. You pardon us. They'll come up. We'll let them chop it up with you in a minute. We'll talk baseball. You guys, Marcus. And
hey, Are you guys ready? All right, we got Coach Jordan Marks with us now on the post game, and Coach Brad Turner. You with us as well?
Yes, sir.
Hey guys, man. Hey, just what the doctor ordered, right? Great.
Free baseball.
Tell us about it. Tell us what you think about it. Big game, big win for sure.
Anytime you have a rivalry game, especially Ash, right down the road, it's going to be a closer ball game. Thought the guys battled, went through a lot of adversity that game, didn't swing the bat near as well as I thought we should have. Hats off to that pitcher. He threw a really good game. At the end, found a way to win. I hope it catapults us to a lot more in the future.
Yeah. Hey, Brad, let's talk about your staff. Let's talk about Cohen, the game Cohen had, and then we'll go and talk about Michael as well.
I couldn't ask for more from Cohen LaRue today. He came out there and grabbed the ball, and he threw phenomenal. He goes through 8 innings of baseball and still under 100 pitches. That's you can't ask for more on that.
And how about Mike coming in and finishing off?
Mike did a great job. He's going to be probably our closer for the rest of the year. He's got that attitude where he wants the ball at the end of the game, and he goes out there and he throws a snot out of it. So, he did a great job for us tonight.
And you got a lot of compliments on your position in the box, how you stayed there on that foul ball.
Held your ground.
That's what we're up here doing. And if you guys go watch this broadcast, there was a lot of cutting up going on up here. So, but no, I learned something. I didn't know that I thought you had to move.
I learned that a couple of years ago when I was coaching the University Academy. I moved out of the way for one. The umpire was like, "Hey, you got to hold your ground right there." So as soon as that ball went up and was coming at me, I was like, "Please don't hit me in the head."
So, Coach, a couple things that I thought were keys to the game. Cooper, you moved him up in the lineup. He obviously didn't have the at-bats that he'd like to have tonight, but he made 2 tremendous plays in right field. First inning, he threw out a runner at third base, and then whatever, I can't remember what inning it was, but he made the diving play in the right field. That's baseball, keeping your head in the game. When you maybe not having your best night overall, but you're able to contribute on defense. That was key.
Yeah, Cooper's one of our guys. He's been a 4-year starter for us. He played as a freshman, started as a freshman, and he's just an athlete. We moved him from third base to right field this year, and You know, he's doing well with it. I haven't seen him dive in practice for a ball, so that was kind of unique. But I'm glad he did it in the 8th. I think it saved the game.
Yeah, and then to win the game, your 8 and 9 hole hitters put barrels on the ball and get on base and give you the opportunity to win. That was turned the lineup over, and I thought that was huge.
Absolutely. I thought the guys in the back end of the lineup really, really stepped up. Actually, coach over at ASH said, "Did you unload the back end of your lineup?" And I said, "Well, that wasn't the plan, but I'm glad it worked out."
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you don't mind, we're going to take a break, and when we come back from break, we're going to have Marcus back on, and maybe Lloyd with Coach Jordan, and see if we can't wrap this game up. You're watching Menard Baseball on 446 Sports.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
This month, as we gather with the ones we love, let's take a moment to give thanks for the blessings in our lives. When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust those who care about your family as much as you do.
I'm Jason Hawk, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm here to help you protect what you hold dear.
Whether auto, home, or life, have peace of mind knowing that your family is covered today, tomorrow, and for years to come. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
And welcome back to the Eagles Nest here on the campus of Holy Savior Menard High School in Alexandria, Louisiana. We're now joined again with Coach Marks, Marcus Mathews, and Lloyd and Evan are going to split the mic, but Coach, you said
double duty over there.
you said you're gonna go back and watch this. Yeah. Okay, there was a lot of technical baseball talk, to say the least.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah. There was a lot of fun stories, obviously about the ball that's been played. The most common thing that I heard from all 4 of these guys. This place, it didn't look like this.
The
Coach.
field's changed, huh? Yeah, that's what I hear from a lot of alumni coming back, that the field's changed. But we worked hard and did it the best we could. So
guys, I'm gonna listen. Y'all cut up, man. Y'all, I know that Coach Jordan's been looking forward to this. So you guys, man, y'all talk ball for a little bit.
Well, first off, Marcus, Lloyd, Evan, appreciate y'all for coming. Cole, all the alumni, it's good to see people that I played with back at the park supporting us. So I do want to say thank y'all for coming.
I do got a question for you. After the game, there's nobody out working on the field. What do you make them do after the game?
We don't do nothing. You're looking at it.
The locker room ought to be clean, huh?
Yeah, the locker room.
Raking that plate and tamping that mound down.
Jeez, how long did it take us to do that back in the day?
Exactly.
Oh, Evan, the first thing you said when Evan came
on
over
where
here.
Coach Adams was, really.
Whether it was bringing a bucket out there and picking up rocks after the game or sitting there tamping home plate and pitcher's mound while our parents stayed out here for hours.
Or if you got lucky, you were on water hose duty.
Oh, yep. I forget about the water hose. We don't even have a water hose anymore.
Well, we were talking earlier about not even a water hose anymore. Jeez.
No water hose.
We were talking earlier about how we had to used to drag the big hitting, like the back, whatever you call it, the backstop that we used to drag from right field, and it took the entire team to get into the stadium. Like, these boys don't know what.
At least one flat tire.
Yeah, well, we don't have any tires on the one we have now. It looks good, but it doesn't really work. So we got to do the same thing. It takes all 30 guys to get that thing on the field.
Yeah, it's team building, Coach.
Yeah, well, it's something we did in the past. I said, why not? We're not going to put wheels on that thing. We're just going to tough it out.
At least some things don't change.
So all through the game, I was like, come on, Tet. One time, let us get a hit. Let us win this thing tonight. So I thought tonight was special. I really did. I saw all the family. I saw a lot of old friends that we used to hunt and fish with off the field. That I saw Mark Thompson. Remember Marcus those days? We used to go over there and build them bridges and stuff down south.
Oh yeah. we had a couple firsts down there as well, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
But Jordan, I got to ask one thing about the game because I guess you were in the dugout. So where were we on that guy being inside the line when he got hit on first? Was he not inside when y'all third baseman threw it across and hit him?
He was dead on the line.
Oh.
I was looking and everybody was watching. I was hoping the umpire wasn't looking at it, or I'd go out there and make a fool of myself.
I said, well, that's the only thing he did different than Tet probably would have done. Tet would have convinced him right there.
There's no doubt. Especially an ex-big leaguer, when he comes to talk to you, he's like, okay, yeah, man, whatever you say.
Yeah, we talked
Maybe
about
he knows what he's talking about.
Don't hurt
the
me.
power he had at first base to where sometimes he'd be standing on the other side of the umpire. It's like, I don't know why they're letting him do this. He's looking right at the catcher. You know what's coming.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I like to go back to the Bayou Pool days, just what we would do all day with him. And, like, I was just commending you and him that, now having kids and dealing with all that, I know how tired I am. But I know to go to a full day of work like he did outside in the heat, and then he'd come do back practice with us.
No doubt.
Then he'd turn around and come pitch to us that night. Like, the man just loved to be out here with us. I mean,
He was out here dang near every night, too. I mean, that wasn't just once or twice a week. It was any time we wanted him.
Yeah.
We gave him some hell in the Bayou Pool days, though.
Yeah,
he used to get so mad at us.
Oh my goodness! I said we cost him way more money than we made.
We probably bankrupt Bayou Pool.
Oh yeah,
it's probably why I had to do something else.
Yeah.
Great name though.
Hey, we had it was a great summer job.
It was. It was.
Ted thought about asking Steve and Trish if they wanted to take care of Marcus for a bit after that. I'm sure he wanted to disown him a few times.
There's no doubt. We used to give him fits. I remember the first time I called him, we were messing with him, called him Mr. Mathews. You remember that, Marcus?
In front of all the clients. Like anytime somebody we acted, we didn't really work for him. Like he was, Mr. Mathews, is it all right if I go get some water? Been working a little hard, just.
Mr. Mathews, this is manual labor. I'm going to turn you in.
And as good as my dad was at baseball, mechanically, that was not his forte. So everything we did out there, thank goodness there wasn't OSHA.
Right.
But we did some questionable things out there. There's no telling how many ditches we loaded equipment up in because he forgot the ramps at the house. So his mind was always here because, we were always messing up something out there.
I got a question for you, Sochay.
Okay.
You remember back in the day when we would hit BP and we'd go homer for homer, and then Ted at the end would be like, "Hey man, let me get a few swings."
Yeah, we kind of touched on that. I mean,
did y'all?
Yeah, that was a common theme. When Marcus called me and kind of asked around teammates, old guys we played with, and everybody kind of remembered that. You push them a little bit. Oh, okay, I'm going to show you now.
Yeah,
And I mean, it was so smooth, so easy for him. It was natural.
He'd hit him off that weight room out there. I'm like, man, the wind's not even blowing that way. How are you hitting it that far?
Wait, I want to know what number y'all had to get to be like, all right, Tet.
Yeah, it was 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know.
He wouldn't overdo him. I think sometimes he would tire out and he'd be like, "Okay, that's all you want." He wasn't gonna let us see him wear out.
You
on
knew
swings.
his last one though, because his last one he got it.
He
Every
hammered,
time
yeah.
he tried to hit it off that weight room, every time he left his field, he's like, "I'm swinging. I'm gonna try to hit it off the weight room the last time." And I think that was his goal.
I'm sure y'all touched on during the broadcast the story that he always told us, Marcus. And I think he told everybody about the one that he was intentionally walked and stepped across the plate and hit a jack.
Yeah,
Did y'all talk about that one?
I figured so. That was Mama's first words out of my mouth. You remember when he hit the ball? Yes. That one is ingrained for sure.
That was some good
I
times.
talked to my Uncle Jim about it earlier, just asking him a couple stories. There was one with him and Albert Bell. I was trying to remember where Albert Bell spit at him. I thought he spit on him, but he didn't. But Albert was going for a record, and I think Dad had to intentionally walk him or something, and Albert was not happy about not getting his last at bat there. And he, do you remember that one, Jordan?
There's so many of them, and I'm as many years ago that I've heard those stories. I was young and in high school, but when I was young, I soaked every single one of them up. But you know, I can't remember that.
A little bit.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's happened since then.
Dude, I do want to hit you on a serious note real quick, just because of the way that you coach this team and the way that it's gone. I feel like you've been imprinted by a lot by Coach Jeff Adams and a lot by Coach Terry Mathews. Do you feel like you carried that legacy over a little bit in terms of what you were prepared with and how you prepared the team in the exact same way? Because I was watching In and Out, and it looked very familiar to me.
200%. Coach Adams still comes out here every now and then. He'll come say, Coach, can I talk to you shortstop? Yeah, absolutely, please. But yeah, no, that's
Just don't throw any toilet paper at him, huh?
Oh man, that's the basis of how I started when I first got here at Menard, and everything was based off. That's all I knew was Coach Adams and Coach Terry. And so I imprinted a lot in that with the guys, and it seemed to work, and so I kind of stuck with it.
We brought it up.
I noticed that at the very beginning, as soon as we walked out there, Menard's the only team that Jordan, sweatshirts off. We're going to look like a team as soon as we go out there. And I was like, look, if that ain't Terry and Jeff, I don't know what is. And
no doubt.
That just made me feel good there. I mean,
I'm a little softer than I used to be. I used to be hard-nosed like both of them, or Coach Adams especially. But
is Sean Kelly in the wrong uniform with the wrong ballpark?
Yeah. The wrong color socks, the wrong color belt. It didn't matter. Hey, you got a hat that I can borrow? I forgot mine. Hey, I ain't running for you.
But you run with us.
Yeah.
Run with us. Coach Adams got
times.
onto us one time. Somebody made a mess in the bathroom, so everybody was running, and we were probably on like pole number 15, and me, Jordan, and I mean basically my brother and Lloyd's brother and Lloyd were out there, and we were 4 laps behind everybody.
We
just weren't having
slow
it.
drag.
And Adams meets us on the lawnmower halfway through, and he doesn't even turn off the blade, and he's like, I got seniors acting like freshmen and freshmen acting like seniors.
That's right. So, Shay, I remember you. I think you were a senior. You got in trouble at class, and he made you run around the field, 200 times.
Everybody watching. Yeah, I think it was me and McTire both.
I can't remember, but every time
I
you
know
touched,
I was running, we'd have to slap hands at home, had to make the bases.
That's right. Every time you came home, you said, I will not cut up in class. And you might have done that.
That's not. I remember what I got in trouble for.
I wasn't going to say it on the air.
But yeah, I got cut up in class.
I will not cut up in class. He might have said that 600 times going around the field.
With an audience.
With an audience.
I was laughing the first, 25 laps, and then
then it wasn't funny.
Then I was serious. I wasn't going to do that anymore.
I hope Coach Adams listens to this. The last story I got for him is we were in Monroe in that West Monroe West Washita tournament, and we were playing bad. I think it was my senior year, maybe my junior year. And he said, I'm kicking everybody off the field. Parents, I'm repaying every single one of you for paying in the game. I'm sorry you had to pay. And he went out there and he called a timeout and he made a lineup change. All 9 of us had to jog off the field while freshmen ran on the field. It was embarrassing, but he was always hollering in the fans, I'm going to repay your money. I'm going to give you your $5 back. Everybody gets in for free today. This is terrible.
You didn't take that page out of his book last week, did you?
That game wasn't aired on air, but I might have.
Okay.
I might have. I told you I based everything I do off of them. Yeah, I had to do that against St. Louis. Game 3, we kicked it around a little bit, and I've seen enough. So,
we didn't talk much about that.
No, yeah, that's in the past. We were talking about the present now.
1-0.
So,
1-0
1-0. Hopefully, we catch a roll and get hot.
Hey, that full lineup change isn't bad. I mean, that gives some new guys some experience. I was actually my first start in college was one of those. We had got drugged the game before as a doubleheader. Everybody was new, give you a little experience. So I know the younger guys are going to remember that and appreciate it.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
And some of the young guys in your time, Marcus went out there for the first pitch, and I tried to get you. I tried to goach you in to go catch it. And you're like, I don't know if I can stand up after I squat down.
I told Sochay to catch him. He's the old catcher.
I didn't know if I could get
it. Yeah, well,
Bring out the old knee
50-50 that thing came off the backstop. That was.
But I wanted to give you a little rating on what you thought of Marcus's pitch if there was a gun out there.
I would say he's 75 on the black.
That's what I thought.
75 on the black. It was
It had some run,
had
too.
a little onside run
That's
on
why
it.
I could never keep it across the plate.
Sochay, I'm glad you're here. Sochay, his senior year, he threw out 0 runners and had 0 attempts because his throwdowns during warm-ups would just
Legend.
if we had to change gloves on shortstop after you caught it.
If I didn't backpick him before.
That's right.
We talked earlier about. I said I think the one thing my dad may have regretted teaching Evan was that you could hit him in the baseline because Dad had to watch 5 or 6 guys just fold
just
on
fold
the first
like
base.
they were sniped.
Yeah.
You did this to me.
Stick him in the dirt.
Yeah. There was only one stubborn one that took 2.
Well, you think they learned the lesson, but there was that one guy at Avoyles that got him 2 at-bats in a row, dirt ball.
He's not with us anymore.
Poor guy.
He's not bending down to catch, I can tell you that.
After he hit him square in the back, the first baseman just pick up the ball and step on the bag. You're out, buddy. He's laying on the ground.
Played
That's
cup
good.
ball.
Jordan, we talked about it earlier, and I said it was something that me and you used to always rag Dad about with Mark McGuire. My dad gave up a home run to Mark McGuire that I'm telling you, it landed on the school if we were
it's
here.
landed, yeah.
If it landed.
Might be in orbit.
So anytime somebody would hit a big home run, we'd be like, you think that one went as far as the one Mark McGuire? And every time, and I had searched and searched for this game, and Dad never really, he just always took it. Like he didn't never really say much about the game or anything. He was still upset about it. And about 6 months ago, I found out why. My mom had got a bunch of his VHSs, and she got them programmed converted to the computer, and I'm watching it, and I was like, he's playing the Cardinals and the Royals. This might be it. And I fired up, and I was like, wait, he's starting. I was like, he never starts. I was like, okay. And I was like, first time Mark McGuire comes up, I'm nervous. I'm like, oh, this is it. This is it. Pops him up to the first baseman, or to the shortstop. I'm like, all right, okay, well, this must not be this game. And I'm watching. I was like, he must have been like a opener. Like, he doesn't start. Gets to the 3rd inning. I'm like, okay, he actually started. He's got a pretty good game going. Got a 1-run lead going into the 4th.
Was that in St. Louis?
No, it was in Kansas City.
Okay.
And
that's why that water fountain's there.
Yeah, it's got at least one in it. And so he gets through the 4th, and he's got 2 outs, and the umpire, the whole game has just been awful. And I mean, it was kind of like a Menard broadcast, and that they were letting him have it. You know, they were all over him on the broadcast, and he walks him, and Mark McGuire steps up. I'm like, oh no, I've been destroying my dad on one of his 4 starts in the big leagues. That he's got a pretty good game going here, and the guy before, if he didn't strike him out 3 times, he struck him out 5.
Yep.
And Mark McGuire gets up there, first one. Paints the inside corner, ball 1. And the announcer's like, oh, here we go again.
What did they say? You got to throw it down the middle.
And then he throws another one that's real close, 2-0, and he goes,
Guess
well,
you gotta pitch to him.
just throw it down the middle. That's what they want us to. Boom. I mean, it was gone. And in the video, you can catch my dad, like, making a circle. And the joke my dad would tell is, I circled 3 times. And it was still going, so I just quit looking. And but you hear the announcer, and all of a sudden he goes, "Oh, look at Mathews! He is hot!" And he is on in the dirt.
He's in the circle in the dirt and
at
catches.
that umpire, and he let him have it. And I don't remember if he got tossed or not, but I sure do feel bad ragging him about one of his starts. It was pretty good.
Yeah, when you sent me that video yesterday, I didn't realize how squeezed he got, and I was like, man, I kind of take that back.
Yeah,
you
I felt
had
bad.
to throw
So
it down
I
the
do
middle.
apologize. But
Yo, who you hit charge in a minute? Yeah.
About the bomb with the.
But that was the best part about some of that baseball back then, especially when Jordan was playing, because my brother played second with him, and they used to, like, during these cold weather games, especially early on, like if it was, especially in Alexandria, there's times when they used to have peanut butter crackers in the back of their pocket, and they would go to squeeze because Jeff Adams and Terry were big on back up every pitch that comes from the catcher. And Casey would lollipop it in. It was no big deal. But it's like, you got to squeeze, and they would just pass peanut butter crackers back to each other, between each other.
You got to have a little fun out there.
Yeah, so let your players know they heard that.
That's right. That's right. You got to let them play relaxed, and that's what I've done in the past. We got a good group of seniors, and we kind of just squeezing ourselves right now. We're getting over anxious and trying not to make mistakes instead of going back to our game plan and playing loose. But we'll get there.
Well, I wanted to ask you also about that because it feels like you took a lot from the Jeff and the model of playing a bunch of good competition early.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And it feels like it pays dividends in games like this where you can be tight against games that I don't want to say don't matter, but aren't in your district or in your city.
Mhm.
Where like these are bragging rights. Like you beat Ash whenever you were at Menard, and it was a big deal. And I feel like that kind of builds you up to moments like this.
No doubt. Man, I tell the guys all the time, look, there's not going to be anything you haven't seen come district time. So we do. We play a loaded schedule at the beginning of the year. There was one year I started 1-11, and then we won 18 straight just because we played some tough competition. But, yep, battle test them early. That's what Jeff Adams did, and it made us tougher. And so kind of stick with the same approach.
Hey, Jordan, I've asked everybody here tonight, okay, the moment that Terry was the maddest or the hottest at them, what was your moment? Of course, you were the
that's a loaded question.
Yeah.
It probably was not on the field. It was probably.
I know the maddest between me and Jordan. He got one time. You remember when you mowed the yard and not me? We got off early. We had finished the thing, and you were still on the clock because you weren't his son, and I was supposed to mow the yard. Well, Jordan's like, I'll mow. I like mowing. And Dad came home, and I mean, it was one of those things. He was like, you have him on the yard.
Oh, God.
On the clock.
Yeah, I'm paying him to mow the yard when it's your chore. Yeah.
George,
look, I got to go. I'm clocking out.
George's out there cruising. I'm like, oh, my God.
Y'all did bankrupt him. Y'all did bankrupt him.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
There's one time he told me, he said, I'll pay you $30 an hour to go pull all the poison ivy off the pecan trees. And I was like, well, I'm not allergic. He said, I'm highly allergic. And so I think I did it within an hour, so it wasn't really that much money. But he made me pull all the poison ivy off the pecan trees. Cause
I do think we flipped the foiler doing it, too, though, when we were trying to pull the big vines down.
I'm glad
we tried some things.
We tried some things. Trial and error.
Yeah.
Figured it out.
Hopefully he had a good major league retirement for you guys. You know, all this equipment that y'all tore up and paying you to mow his yard. I mean, poor guys paying somebody to mow his own yard. So.
That only happened once, I promise.
Yeah, that was one time deal right there.
I learned my lesson.
Oh, man. That's good.
Well, guys, I definitely appreciate everybody being here. First and foremost, what an excellent ball game we watched, 9 innings. And I know you didn't want it to go 9 innings, Coach. You probably wanted a 15-run rule limit after 5 or after 4, whatever it is. But it gave us extra time to talk about Terry and talk about the family and the stories. And it's just been an amazing night. I appreciate everybody being here, taking time out from your families, you know, from you know, the day-to-day life. Hopefully this was a good for you guys to be able to do and kind of get away from that day-to-day life. And I've 3 weeks I've worked on this. I feel like I know the guy personally, so your stories have been amazing. It's been great for our viewers. I want to thank Doug Gann, our founder, for allowing us to do this. And guys, just one more time, thank y'all. Is there something else you guys, maybe one more comment?
I would like to thank y'all for doing this, Jordan. I mean, I think you know what you mean to me. I think you know what you mean to the family. And what y'all have out here is, I mean,
the way it's supposed to be.
Yep. Well, I appreciate that. That was good. It was good to see everybody. I'm glad y'all could make the trip. I know it's a lot. Families are doing their own things and this and that. So I do appreciate everybody. Molly, Megan, Marcus, even you, Lloyd, to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Cole, Evan, all the alumni. It's good. I'm glad we were able to do it and the weather held off.
I do have one more capstone for Jordan, because as much as the Terry Mathews lore is, he's one to kind of match up with that. We were taking BP one time when we were seniors. Jordan shows up in a swimming suit and flip-flops, takes one pitch, hits it yard over the left field fence, and walked away.
The wind was blowing out. The wind was blowing out.
Oh, he knew his opportunity, so I ain't taking another swing.
Man, he was in his prime right there.
Danny, I may have to pay Tom and Scully for their 30 minutes on Sunday. We split the hour with them, but man, these stories that we'd like to tell on the coaches show Sunday that you guys have brought to us. But once again, thanks again for everybody being here, for Cole Vanderlick, Lloyd Courtney, Marcus Mathews, Evan Soche, Coach Jordan Marks, Coach Chuck Perkins, our producer, Danny Clear. I'm Nick Magnano. Thank you for listening to this. You watched a Menard game on the 446 Sports. Thank you all. The Lord bless you and good night.
stuff. Good stuff.